Hey guys, welcome to our thrift haul painting marathon.
It is not actually a thrift haul.
But it's painting marathon.
I mean, it is thrift flipped items that we've got to flip. So, here we are. We have a ton of projects that we need to do and no time to do them or to make an edited video. So we're going to do them all in real time with you right here.
So we're going to stay on until everything is ready to be shipped.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
So we got to get to it. Also, there is an IOD sale going on right now that we have on our website. It's buy one, get one free until I believe the 7th.
Yeah, so it's the 5th today, right?
So only two more days. Yeah, so I'm going to drop that link to the sale collection. So it's not all Iron Orchid designs. It's only certain items. And so you have to go to the sale collection, find the items you want, and it's buy one, get one free. And you can buy in like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, when you learn to do by twos. And then every other one is free of the lesser of the items. So don't miss out on that sale. And we are going to get started painting.
Okay, we need to move a couple things real quick because I'm going to put the drop cloth up. But I wanted to show them all the stuff. I mean, these are the painted items. Some things have already gone off to the shop. They're shipping out into the world because most of them were purchased last Saturday. But we always inevitably find some stuff that we need to paint.
Well, what happened is, so we had Trek, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's where the youth from our church will go and push hand carts. We actually went to where the pioneers walked, and we had Trek last week. So we didn't get any of our thrift haul painted last week because by the time we got back, it was just like crazy town getting things going. Then we had the 4th of July, and now we have 2 weeks worth of stuff to paint. And we got to get over to the church today and do some renovation.
There are holidays, and then there are what I categorize as kind of more wild, crazy holidays. And I feel like the 4th of July is a nonstop party.
It is not a restful holiday.
It is not. Between the barbecues and the outdoor entertainment, we went to the lake
for 8 hours on the boat. And the night before we stayed up, I don't even think we ate dinner on Sunday night until like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And the kids were in the pool. Like we might have gone to bed around midnight Sunday night. Then we got up and then we went to the lake all day. So things are busy and we're behind and we're tired, but we're going to paint because
we do have some stuff that's already pre-painted. We will get to that in a minute and do the finishing touches. If you remember the urn from Saturday night, we're going to show it to you here real time. We're going to fix it live. So
it's funny because I was looking like, what did we paint the last 2 Saturdays on the live? All candlesticks, every single one of them. So we got candlesticks to finish. We're going to get things going. If you would like to shop along, just go to JamieRayVintage.com. Caitlin is not on here because it's not scheduled. And her mama's in town. Today's the last day, so she might pop in, but she's not going to be dropping links. So I will try to answer questions. I did already drop the link to the sale collection. And if you are from around here and you know the links, you feel free to help us out and drop links to the website too if you want. But we're going to get started. We've got this...
I got to get the drop cloth on. I probably should have put it on here before, but Jamie doesn't love the way they look in the first of the video.
I don't like them in the beginning.
She's like, it's not great for the intro.
It's not great for the thumbnail.
Look at this canvas. This is like a work of art.
All right, let's get to painting. So whenever I've got a lot of things to do, I like to separate out by what I've got going on. So these are going to need to be glued. So I'm going to work on these first because I'm going to glue molds on them. I'm going to pass over to you the things that need to be painted, base coated.
Okay.
So you can get that going.
Base coat's over here for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do we have glue out?
Okay, we got the pigs.
I'm gonna go grab glue.
A lot of these things are already gone. Some of them are not. So if you see something you love, you can always head over and check it out.
It's on the Saturday thrift haul.
It's the Saturday thrift haul collection.
The
pictures won't be updated because we haven't painted them yet. You guys remember this? Jamie put that IOD mold on and painted it with vintage pink. Well, she added some more molds off camera. She cheated.
I did not cheat. I can add as many molds as I want to. There's not a rule, is there?
No rules. No rules at all. What color do you want these to be? So we get these rolling pins usually for around $2 to $3 these days. They've gone up a little bit. And then we paint the handles on almost every single one of them. Every now and then one will have a really cool like turned handle. We'll leave it alone. But when they're just kind of utilitarian like this, We like to spruce them up a little bit.
A little sprucey spruce.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to be working. One of the items that's on sale is the Victoria mold. And this is the uppercase alphabet. It's the Iron Orchid Designs mold. So this is part of the buy one, get one free. And I'm using this and I'm going to write tea. I mean, go figure, teapot. I'm going to put tea on here. We'll let that dry. Then we're going to salt wash, paint this, and add a new knob.
Did you show them up close why that needs salt wash? Like the paint is chipping, it's decoupaged, and it's super crunchy.
Can you pull out the screen?
Yes.
I'm not very, if I can't see myself, I don't know if I'm making weird faces.
I'll show them close.
Hey, Luann says, love watching you too. And Kendall says, you and Zeb could sign the drop cloth and put it on the website for $200. I don't know that I could do that.
So you see this decoupage on here. It's hard to see on camera, but it's got like some big goopies here. You know, concept is fun, right? But we're gonna make it more like a, hey, maybe we'll plant in this situation.
The execution is not great.
And Jamie picked up a knob. Did you tell him you got a knob for the top of that?
Oh
too?
yeah, we carry cast iron knobs. I'll show you in a little bit on the website. And I'm gonna be putting that on the top.
I guess I should grab a brush if I'm going to be painting. We have a slew of
I just
new brushes.
washed them. There's some clean brushes right there too.
Okay. So because we're going to be doing all kinds of different colors, and we've got milk paint and cottage colors.
Oh, Carol wants my shirt. Let me see if I can.
I dipped this and it's still got the plastic on it.
All right,
I was not prepared.
Get you the link. What the?
Okay. So this is the F30. We've got all Klingon brushes here today, and they are fantastic. They're a little pricey up front, but they last you for so long. I'm not going to put a number on it because, you know, then that'll be the time that it bites me. Okay, so this is a mix of Bohemian Blue and Haint Blue, and I think did you add any white
Vintage
to this?
Mint, Bohemian Blue, Haint Blue, and Vintage Linen.
What color were you going for?
I was going for Duck Egg Blue.
Duck Egg Blue.
A lot of times we just take and mix a bunch of colors up.
When they're starting to get low, we'll just mix them all together and do a whole project with them.
So it's Cottage Colors, the new JRV paint by DIY Paint, and then I mixed it with Bohemian Blue. So we'll have some top coat built into it, so we probably won't need to do much by way of sealing.
I might oil them or wax them. We might do some hemp oil. We have some food safe hemp oil.
If you are using these letters, you must use cornstarch because they're very skinny and you won't be able to get them out if you do not. So I'm just going to spell T with these.
You mixed up a lot of this, like a lot. Here's our secret to getting a lot of projects done quickly is we'll get like one color and do them all in that color till we're out of paint, and then maybe we'll switch.
True story. All right, I think I got all the T. We're going to talk about the T here. Okay, there's an A. Let's see if I can get that out.
So how was everybody's 4th of July? If you're here in the U.S., it was Independence Day yesterday. And one of my favorite holidays. Always a fun time, lots going on. And at the end of the day, we blow up fireworks.
We didn't even have a barbecue. We had tacos last night.
The kids were like, oh, tacos. We have tacos a lot, which they love, but they were expecting like some sort of barbecue. And she's like, listen, this used to be Mexico.
It's true. It is true. Utah used to be Mexico. So it's okay if on the American Independence Day I eat tacos. Because no offense to hamburgers and hot dogs, but clearly Mexico wins on the good food. At least in my department. It may have something to do with me growing up next to the border. I ate a lot of tacos, and it's what I like.
All right, so this is going to need a second coat. This blue is pretty light, almost like a white color, but a second coat will do it just fine, and this is going to dry pretty quick. I'm going to set this over to the side, and we will get back to it.
So I just have the Victoria mold with cornstarch and the IOD air dry clay. Everything you get up on the website. Victoria mold is part of the sale, and I'm using just wood glue in a squirt bottle. Like, easy peasy. This is just the cheap condiment bottles you can pick up at your local grocery store. In fact, we picked up here in Lehigh. We like to shop at Kohler's. Teeny tiny little grocery store. It's my favorite. They got everything you need, and you can get in and out of there quickly. And so these are just a little condiment bottle. And you can put paint in these bottles too. They have the first in, first out bottles, but I like the squeezy bottles. and they're like $1.50.
So you were going for like a cement look on these, right? So weathered wood and white wax.
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be good.
All right. And I'm not going. They're pretty shiny. You can see kind of like the light catching them. On the DIY paint, we're not going to need to do any prep. It might take 2 coats because of the shininess, but if we have any issues, we'll address that in the live stream, and I'll show you.
Other.
Yeah, this one's like a super high gloss, and this one's probably like a semi gloss or satin even.
If you missed the video, I actually found these 2 identical statues at 2 separate thrift stores on the same day. So
with 2 separate sheens.
With 2 separate sheens. I think it was like a church project. All right, I'm going to show this up close to you. I'm going to let this dry. But I love, love, love these letters. The Victoria ones are fun. So we're going to let this dry, and then we'll probably salt wash it. So once I get the other mold done, is that straight? Oh, that's a little high. There we go. And then it needs to move over. Once I get the other mold on, I'll put them both outside so they can dry. It looks a little dark. That'd be a little shadowy.
Oh, that just really got dark. It's probably because you held that up there and it's on auto.
Sorry.
I'll come around and fix it. No, way dark. Have we been dark like that for a while?
What's the best paint for plastic? I use DIY paint on plastic. Like this is a plastic piece and I'm going to paint it. So
have you been watching the video? Have we been dark like that for a while, or
no?
Did it
just now.
I think it just happened when you put that thing up close.
Okay, I need to get a mold for that, and I don't think I'm going to do a word on that one.
You're not going to do a word on this. Okay.
No.
This is. It looks cool, but it's actually plastic, like a brown plastic on the bottom. It needs some zhuzhing.
I have so many molds.
You do have a lot of molds.
I think I'm going to use the Fleur de Lis. Is that what this one's called?
So
does anybody know?
So if you're following along, this video might get a little crazy just because we're going to have like 10 little projects going on. So bear with us. We'll bring it full circle. If you have questions, please ask them. We love to answer questions. We don't always know all the answers, but you know, if it's about these products, we're pretty proficient with these ones.
So this is the Fleur de Lis mold. You can also buy this at jamierayvintage.com. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Cornstarch, IOD, air dry clay, and then I'm going to glue it to this and let it dry. Denise says, will black be coming back soon in Cottage colors? Or will it be coming out in Cottage colors? I don't know. I'm planning on, if I can get new colors released, I need to check with the manufacturer, see where we're at. I would like to come out with darker colors. The reason why all of our initial launch was lighter colors is because we wanted to be able to focus on getting the product out and not running out. And so we chose all the same base. So I don't know if you know about paint, but like different colors have to have different bases. And so dark paint has to have dark bases to put dark pigment into. And so I'm hoping that the next release then can all be like dark colors getting ready for fall. So we'll see what happens.
So we need some primaries, right? We need like closer to a true blue, the black. We already have white. We would like to do something in like a yellow, so that you can make your own color variations pretty easily. We don't have a bright green. We've got mint.
The paint is made in the USA, but the pigments are come from Europe. And so sometimes we're just kind of at the mercy of where we can get these products from, because it's such high quality, they cannot just get them just anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse, but we're working on it. I guess that's the long and the short.
If you've used the paint, weigh in. How do you like it? I mean, I could tell you all day it's amazing, but you know, everyone using it, they're going to find different things and have different scenarios. So I'd love to hear from you.
Patricia says we're much more alert than we were this morning on our channel member. Zeb, drink a bunch of apple juice because that's all he can drink with his diet, because he doesn't eat processed sugar or eat caffeine. And we
somehow still managed to get that clock all the way painted, and it's ready for part 2, which is going to be all the finishing work, which should be cool.
Yeah, if you guys are channel members, be sure to check out community, or if you're on Facebook in the subscriber group, check out the subscriber group for the link, because we worked on our clock this morning. And yes, we were kind of half asleep. What the heck? I got to redo this. That did not turn out the way I wanted to.
What are you trying to do?
Well, I'm trying to make a chicken. And my chicken was not cooperating.
You're trying to put the chicken before the egg.
Will DIY paint stick to Polymers clay? I would assume so. I've not used Polymers clay, Zeb. That's a Zeb question. Do you think DIY paint would stick to that?
Yeah, should. It sticks to everything.
I mean,
like
it's made of clay.
porcelain and I mean, we've even painted china pieces with it. So
yeah. The trick with DIY is not to press super hard on your second coat so you don't pull off that first coat. If it's the clay based, if it's the Cottage colors, it doesn't really matter because it has a built-in sealer.
All right, so this is going to take 2 coats. The weathered wood usually covers like really solidly in 1 coat, but this is so shiny. I'm going to take 2, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the second coat because sometimes you can overwork it because it does activate. So there is kind of a finesse to getting it to stick to the shiny stuff. But once it's dried and cured, it's really good, especially once you seal it.
That reminds me of that video. It's like, Holy Spirit, activate. We'll be like, DIY paint, activate, activate, activate. Sorry. That's what happens when I've taken an energy situation.
This could get real interesting because we promised ourselves we would be live until we finished all these projects. So, if you got to duck in or out or, go run to the grocery store, we'll probably still be here.
Come back. We'll still be painting crap and making stuff up. All right. My rooster came out better. My chicken came out. And I'm going to put some glue on it. We usually use the construction adhesive, but we broke our tube. And so this is what I have handy. It really doesn't matter. As long as it's a good glue and you let it dry all the way. And you want to make sure you get around the edge and put some in the middle so you don't have a hollow spot.
So on this, I mean, as far as prep goes, like I mean, glass the same way. Just make sure it's clean. You don't want anything greasy. It's already going to be, doing its best work to stick to this shiny surface.
All right. So Cheryl says, my husband and I are having an argument about clay paint. Oh. He says it has a latex base. And I said, no way. Who is correct? I hate. Is it DIY clay paint? Because there's different brands. DIY paint does not have a latex base. There are ingredients on the jar. It comes with love, water, clay, porcelain clay, chalk, alcohol, ester, cellulose pigments and preservative. No latex.
No plastic in this paint. And proof's in the pudding. When you sand it, it powders off like chalkboard on a, like chalk on a chalkboard. When you wipe it off, it'll powder off if you sand it. So, until you seal it, it's very porous like clay, and then it needs to be sealed. Kind of like these were really porous before they got glazed.
So here we are, painting junk and solving marital conflict.
I don't know if we solved it because that leaves him wrong and he might have to go out to the woodshed and build some stuff.
Look, I don't know. Make him some cookies. Although I can't even make, just because we're painting and have nothing else to do, we're going to talk about random stuff. Zeb has Hashimoto's, and so he hasn't been eating gluten or processed sugar. Tomorrow he's getting blood work done to check his levels. And then I'm going to introduce kamut flour, which is an ancient grain, usually well tolerated by people that have issues with gluten, because it's not made like the traditional flour you buy is junk. It's garbage. No offense to the flour industry, but it's been modified. It is not the same as it was 100 years ago when people didn't have problems with gluten. Kamut is an ancient grain, and I have quite a bit of it, and I love to use it. So we're going to try to incorporate that into his diet. I think he might be a little bit excited.
I love bread.
And
there's just so many things that once you're not eating bread, you eliminate out of your diet, like French toast or sandwiches or, bread pudding.
So we're going to do blood work again, and we'll be able to see how his body reacts to it. All right. So there's my little rooster. We're going to put these 2 pieces that I just got the air dried clay and the IOD molds on. Again, this letter mold is Victoria, and it's included in the sale we have going on until the 7th. I'm going to put them in the sunshine to dry, and we'll move on to something else.
Okay, what did you want before you walk out the door real quick, what color are you wanting the pigs? What's the plan on these? Do you want them to look like cement or do you want them to be more fun and colorful?
What if we painted them pink?
Pink?
Because they're piggies. Or
Pigs.
French millinery.
I like French millinery, but do we have any?
Yes, it's in my box of goodies.
In your basket of goodies? We went and raided the shop. We're like, if we're going to do this, we got to have some paint because we're running dangerously low. Everything over there has been in the cupboard for a long time. If it's still in there, it's probably dried out. Where is it in here, though?
I brought a quart.
You guys know I love some sandy blonde. I'm going to be using this. I think I'll use this on the candlestick and do some fun things with that.
Farm Fresh. Here's French millinery.
There we go.
Do you need pliers?
If you have pliers, that would be great. I've
got whatever these are.
Oh, those are for the sheep's hooves. We gotta keep those sharp.
I've been using them. All right, I'm gonna put my molds up and I'm gonna put my air dry clay in a Ziploc bag now that I'm done.
Since they have a much larger space now, they have not need any trimming like they used to because they're getting lots of exercise back and forth.
All right, always put your clay in a bag so it doesn't dry out. If you use the dollar store bags or the discount bags, you might need to double bag them. I'm using the name brand Ziploc here. They don't pay me to say that.
All right, so this is French millinery. It's very, very fun purpley color.
All right, what am I going to paint next?
Oh, you can't even tell.
Before you do that, sweetie, would you take out the rest of these?
Yeah, I'll
paint them in weathered wood.
Okay, I'm going to show them the French millinery next to the vintage pink so they can see how purple it actually is.
I'm going to drop a link to the Saturday Thrift Haul collection because some of this stuff is still available to purchase that we're painting.
There we go.
It's not going to have an updated picture yet, but Saturday Thrift Haul. I'm trying to do my job and Caitlin, sometimes Mariah's job at the same time here.
So our hope is that you have some thrift flips or some trash to treasure projects at your house.
You paint them while we're painting.
This is inspiration. You get them out and you can paint along with us.
Yeah, get your crap out and let's paint together. You got some stuff you've been thrifting that you need to get done. Let's do it together.
All right, I'm on my third color. I've got 3 brushes out, so let's keep track of them so we have to wash minimal amounts of brushes.
Robin, we're just live because we have so much stuff to paint and we don't really have time to edit because we had a holiday yesterday. So we're like, let's just go live. We'll get this video out, have fun with our friends, talk about the IOD sale we're having. And then we're going to, as soon as we're done, we're going to go over to the church and work for a few hours because we've got to get in there.
I have some flooring that needs to be put in ASAP so we can start sanding. It needs some patching and it's going to be, we've decided that we're going to have enough displays and things out that we're not going to try to match the 130-year-old wood grain that's only maybe 2.5 inches wide on the flooring that's currently in there.
No matter what we do, somebody's going to walk in and be like, you could have done that better. So because we don't have a ton of time or skill involved in laying down all the floors again, we're just going to patch the holes where they had plumbing in there.
Yeah.
And we're going to strategically place furniture over the top of them, allowing us to keep the original flooring without losing our minds. That's the plan. And maybe someday we'll lift it all up and refinish it or completely replace it. But I just
Here's the thing. It's like 1,700 square feet of wood flooring. And A, the budget's not real happy with that right now. And B, the timeline doesn't have time for that either.
Ain't nobody got time for that. All right. So these finials I picked up, if you remember from the Saturday Thrift Haul, $3 for the set of 2. And I picked up 5 sets. So Zeb is going to, you were supposed to pull out the...
Oh, let me go get them real quick. That pig can dry.
The pig can dry.
I got to get
Zeb's
my
going to pull out the screws that were in them, and then we're just making them for decor. We've actually sold, I think, 3 out of the 5 sets, but there might be a few left. So Linda says, if I mailed you a paint can opener, would you use it instead of your kitchen knives? Linda, I'm going to be 152% honest. Probably not.
Here's the thing. I have about 30 paint can openers. And they're just not here. They're like not here with me right now in the kitchen.
And in case you're feeling bad, like, oh my goodness, they're ruining good kitchen knives. We're not. They all came from the thrift store and they were 25 cents.
Yeah.
So But you could mail us one, and we'll try to use it. But it's unlikely that we'll continue to.
Where are the finials? I'm like looking for them.
Oh, I don't know what you
Where'd
did.
they get off to? Oh, there's one set.
Let's see. There was a question. I don't know where the question is, but 144 Decor says DIY is water-based, so I'd assume you would need a water-based poly. What are you sealing up? Let's see if I can find the question. Oh, nope, that's not it. Denise says she met Maria at the shop. I don't see the question. All right, so if you guys have a question, let's see. Let us know what it is. Sorry. They said, hey, Lisa says, hanging on a string. Maybe when we move, so as soon as we get into the shop and get things going, our next process is going to be getting a studio set up.
I mean, I know we paint a lot in here, but at the end of the day, it's the kitchen, so we don't want like it's hanging on a string. That's a good idea for the next studio.
Maybe for the actual studio, we'll do that.
So
what
we used to
IOD sale? Okay, hold on just a second. Let me grab
Jamie
that.
say that.
We're doing a buy one, get one free sale until the 7th. And I will drop that link for you, Joan. I know some people are hopping in and out. It's only items in the sale collection. So I've just dropped that link. And you can buy in increments of 2, and every other item is free of equal or lesser value. So
we used to have a studio set up at our current shop for painting and filming and doing things like that. And now it's just shipping and storage because we've outgrown it, and we need the room for basically staging all of these thrift hauls.
Yeah, every week when we get these things finished, they go into what we call it the studio because that's what it used to be. And then they ship out what's sold. They tag the things that didn't sell, and then some of the things go out on the floor, and then some of them just stay in the back because we don't have that much room. The new church space, we should be able to fit, hopefully, everything on the floor, so things will all be out there, but you just never know.
I know we had more sets of those. Where'd they go? Oh,
question was, can you mix DIY paint into poly then apply? Yeah, as long as it's the water-based, you can mix it and kind of like put a built-in top coat. I bet you could do that. I've done that with Big Top and Liquid Patina. I have not done it with a poly, so I can't say with a surety because I haven't tried it out, but conceptually, that should work.
If it's a water-based like a polyacrylic, yes. If it's oil-based like polyurethane, no.
No. All right. Let's see. Ampy says, I'm trying to buy the candlestick holder. It says I have to enable cookies. It is possible that you can't check out without enabling cookies for our website. So you can do that, and then when you're done, you can turn cookies back off. Or you can email info. I'll put the... Tina says, I fixed it. What did you fix? Did I miss that? I'll put the email in there.
It's a good chance you could miss a lot of things. We got a lot to paint, and there's no one monitoring.
I know. I'm trying to put it all in here. I'm now getting paint on the $5,000 laptop. Okay, info@jamierayvintage.com is the email, Ampy. So if you can't get it figured out, email Caitlin. And so long as it hasn't sold, she should be able to help you out if you're having an issue. She might even just be able to invoice you directly. She is out right now because my sister, which is her mother, is leaving town. So she might not get right to it, but she probably will get to it by the end of the day or first thing in the morning. You're welcome, Ampy. Just see if there's any more questions.
Notice while Jamie multitasks, this is fun to watch because she does this all day long. She's reading the comments that are on the live stream and helping you guys out, and she's never stopped painting.
Well, I'm painting finials weathered wood. This is not really complicated. I love to do things like this and like turn on a show or a podcast sometimes. So in our kitchen, we don't have a TV in this main living area, and this is where I do a lot of painting, but there's a Alexa back there with like a TV. And sometimes I'll put on stuff on that and just sit here and paint. Helps me stay motivated. Or sometimes I'm like, if I finish, I can have a piece of chocolate cake, and that also helps to motivate me. Although right now I'm trying to help Zeb not process sugar. I'm not doing super great at it. But I did make banana bread.
You did, and it was delicious.
So it's gluten-free, no added sugar banana bread.
Yep. Mariah also made me some banana bread the other day that was really tasty. I took it on Trek and it's gone.
It's gone, so I had to make more. All right, that's 4 of these down.
Oh, we've already been on half an hour. Good grief.
We better get rolling. Says, I can't get into your website. My computer blocks you. Shoot. Make sure you're using the link that I'm dropping, because if you just type in JamieRayVintage.com and you don't use the actual link, sometimes that won't work. Let me try it out for you. Hold on. Hold, please.
Yeah, sometimes you got to put in like the HTTPS, all the whole thing, because that's part of the security protocol. If you just type in the name, sometimes it won't go.
All right, I just dropped the entire correct link. See if that helps you out, Catherine.
We also, should you not want to deal with cookies or anything like that, we have an app.
Oh, yeah.
So you can go to Jamie Ray Vintage on Android and on Apple, and it'll bring up our app, and it saves all your payment preferences and everything really securely encrypted, and it's awesome because it knows all the things you want and all the things you do, and you don't have to deal with all of the website stuff.
It's Caitlin's baby. She spent many hours working with developers to do that. And the other thing about the app too is if you download it, if you have notifications turned on, as long as your phone allows notifications after certain times of the night, because there's different settings. We send out a push notification on Saturday nights the second the thrift haul goes live. I know that it can be a little bit competitive sometimes for certain items. So if you want a competitive advantage to the Saturday night thrift haul, downloading the Jamie Ray Vintage app will get you that much closer. Make sure you have notifications set to on. You can also make sure that on Facebook and YouTube, you have notifications set on, and then make sure you have it clicked to see all,
like
and hopefully they'll notify you. Where can I send a photo? Tina, you can send it to the Jamie Ray Vintage Facebook page. It's going to be your best bet. Ramona says, I stay motivated by watching you guys while working on stuff. We do the same. Thank you. We watch people. This morning we were watching Farmhouse on Boone. She has a homestead, which is like Zeb's dream come true lifestyle.
Hold on. Is it my dream come true or just something I aspire to?
I don't know, but you talk about it a lot.
You know, I have very vague dreams. It's hard to define. Like, I would love to have a milk cow because I love milk and cheese.
But you don't want to milk it?
And cream. All those things, favorites.
My point was, we watched her video she just put out that was her morning chores, and it made us feel accomplished, and we were still laying in bed.
Yeah. I was like, man, look at those kids working.
Good job. Way to teach those kids work ethic. Our kids, meanwhile, didn't get up till 10 a.m. because we kept them on the lake for 8 hours yesterday, and they all were tired.
Red
Jack
was
couldn't
up
even.
At 6.
Oh, that's true. Jack didn't even make it to football practice. He's like, nope. And it's not mandatory.
He's like, I'm a little sunburned. I think I'm just going to stay in bed. We're like, okay, buddy.
He's 7, and it's preseason non-mandatory practice, so we allowed it.
We try not to be too intense with the kids, and then if they want to be all hardcore and into sports later, we don't really push it. It's got to be on them. So if they don't want to do it, we don't push it.
Ramona says we are slowly having a homestead. That is also true.
Slowly but surely, yes, we're well on our way.
What's going to be delivered this week?
20 more chickens on Thursday.
It's chicken math. We have 18 chickens, and Zeb said I could get a few more, and so I just bought 20. You can't get them at the feed store this time of year, but you can order them. And so I ordered 20 from Cackle Hatchery. That's where we get all our specialty chickens from. I have 5 black Americanas coming. They're black and teal, and they lay very bright blue eggs. And then I have 15 mixed hens coming that lay different color eggs.
They're going to go live over at the church/new shop. We call it the church because it was a church for a long time, but when we move into there, it's going to be our retail store.
Call it the church shop.
Church shop.
The church shop.
Because a lot of people get confused, especially if they've just popped in and don't know anything about us. They're like, what do you mean, you guys starting a church? Like, what church are you talking about?
So Catherine said we should get goats. Goats are stinky, and they like to hop over fences.
So the sheep aren't necessarily not stinky.
They're not bad.
But I'm not set up to handle goats right now.
He's not mentally equipped for that. They are adorable.
I like,
and we do have like the gal that we got our sheep from. She does breed pygmy goats. and we have talked about it actually, but I don't know if we can get some more land.
I do like goat's milk. My uncle, he does lots with goats, and they've had them off and on over the years, and he loves them. They breed some for meat, and then they also have some for milk.
And I will not be eating my goats, so that's a moot point.
There you have it.
We will. I do eat meat, so I'm not opposed to it. I just don't want to raise them. So that is why we have put in for the hunt this year.
It gets to the point where they're named and they're pets.
Yeah. But that didn't get drawn for the hunt. So we're gonna buy a tag, hopefully over the counter, and fill our freezer. But I will not be naming that animal. And I also will not be photographing it or mounting it. I will just use it for meat. So if you want an animal for meat and you don't want to raise it and you want to help control the population, if you're a vegetarian, close your ears. Putting in for a hunt is a good option. So that's
it's a very controversial thing to talk about.
It's weird because people eat chicken nuggets, like they eat meat. So I don't know why going out and finding your meat and eating it is a problem. I'm just saying this.
Let's just say I don't do trophy hunting.
No, there will be none of that.
We're here to fill a freezer and feed our family.
Very humane, and we feel like it is a huge blessing to be able to feed our family, and that is where it ends, at the Ray house. And he hasn't hunted for many years, but we decided with everything going on, and we just thought it was a good idea. So we've got a freezer ready. So I'm hoping you're lucky. See what happens. Sherry says she loves the chicken math. Here's the other thing about chicken math. If you order less than 20 chickens, you get charged a bonus, like a small order or something. And I think it's like $10. So
a bonus,
like you get charged an extra amount.
Oh, like a small order fee.
A small order fee, yeah. And I think it's like $15 or $20. So that's why I bought $200 worth of chickens. That's chicken math.
And they better lay a lot of eggs. Actually,
they do.
Well, with current egg prices, and man, they're so good. Like
they're so much better.
They're really good eggs.
We eat eggs almost every day, and there's 8 of us. Plus my son will eat them. He lives on the property. And if we can get enough, I can feed them to like my employees if they want them, or neighbors. And then we could raise chickens.
We'll be getting enough eggs. We will have 38 birds if they all live. If they don't live, we'll probably have 32. But
last time I ordered 15 chickens from Cackle Hatchery, they sent me 20. So I'm curious, if I order 20, how many are they going to send me?
That's their chicken math. They're like, well, 5 of these might die in transit. Let's send her 20.
True story. Nothing better than fresh eggs. Oh, the vintage peacock. I finally met the lovely Larissa, and she made me spend a bunch of money. Larissa is great. We just saw her this morning.
She's excited that someone came in because we were in today, and it was, it's day after big holiday. And she's like, so what are you guys up to? We're like, well, we're scrambling because we took a day off. So
yeah, we're painting stuff. Well, and luckily, like, that's why if you guys are in the same business as us, I highly suggest selling online, because that's what keeps us afloat. Like, we don't sell enough to make a living in our store. We're hoping the new location helps, but online sales have been huge to keep our small business afloat. And it's still, we still offer quite a bit to the local community because they can come in, but without online customers, we wouldn't be able to keep open.
I tell you what, these pigs were ridiculously detailed. I think I got all the little cracks.
This one's a really fat pig.
Yeah.
He had a lot of extra stuff.
He was into the grain.
The thing about chickens is, like, speaking of chicken math, you can feed them leftovers and they eat a lot of bugs, and ours are...
Chickens are omnivores. They'll eat whatever you throw in there.
Yeah, they eat our weeds. They eat, like, if I forget to pick berries and they start to turn, I'll throw the berries or the apples when I was thinning out our apples, I threw those all in their pen. They don't actually eat that much feed, and they eat the parasites that are bad for sheep. And we have 2 sheep, so they keep our sheep healthy. 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, this is all of them. All right, what else needs to be painted in weathered wood?
I don't know. Just about anything, really. It's a great color.
Brandy says she has goats and hers don't hop the fence.
What kind of goats do you have?
What kind of goat you got?
Because I've not met goats that aren't hopping and climbing everything.
I think I'm going to do weathered wood on this bird box because I want to do white.
You're gonna do some white accents on the top, like on the flowers and stuff, the carvings.
Judy says, are you still thinking of going to France? Well, I am turning 40 and I would love to go shopping there to fill the store. But it may not happen till next spring just because we have so much going on with the new shop. It's football season. We got a few
That's probably
projects.
the biggest kicker. The shop is well ran. We have some really great team members that can take care of that if we're gone. But it is smack dab in the middle of football season, and our boys play and our girls cheer, and we spend probably 3 or 4 days at some sort of football game watching the girls cheer or the boys play.
You know, it's football season when you see my laundry in the fall because everything is Lehigh purple because I got a game every day of the week. The good news is we used to go to varsity and JV, and now we only have to go to varsity because of Julie is a varsity cheerleader.
Yep.
So.
But we still have like 3 games with the younger kids.
Sherry says, please, Jamie, don't lose my mind. I don't know. I think my mind might already be gone.
Sorry, I'm trying to. This was a shipping and damage to us, so it ended up back in the studio, and it is caked on.
Waste not, want not. If things get damaged, we just keep them to paint with. All right, had a few more questions. Where are we located? We are in Lehigh, Utah. Currently at 1245 West Main Street, and we're about to be at 1190 North, 500
If
West.
you can remember 500 West, it's right off of State Street, and it's very obvious. It's a huge old brick building with giant trees around it. It's the only one like it.
Online at JamieRayVintage.com.
So I'm not changing the color crazy on this. Let me scooch these pigs out so you can see what I'm doing here.
Move it, piggies.
Come on, little piggies. But it's I forgot what I was talking about. I got distracted by those pigs.
You painted that in sandy blonde.
Oh, sandy blonde. And then I'm going to come back with a couple of maybe a different color over the top. I just want to give it like a nice uniform base coat. It's pretty similar to what it's got. It's got kind of like a creamy yellow color on it.
And I'm using weathered wood. If you're just tuning in here, these are all DIY paint colors that we carry at JamieRayVintage.com. So we'll try as we use them to let you know what the color is.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dark wax this because the distressing on this is not great. It's very obviously done by a machine. So I'm going to paint this all one color with the sandy blonde. And I love dark waxing sandy blonde. You'll see in a little bit. It's going to be like, it's probably one of the best examples of how to use dark wax.
MP has a color request. MP says, still trying to get the candle holder. Can you paint anything but weathered wood? I've got the app almost there to buy. Which candle holder?
The one I'm touching right now?
That one he's touching? That one is not going weathered wood, so you'll be in luck if that's the one you want. I don't see, is there another one here that needs to be painted? The blue ones are already painted.
There's that one in the back that I already did weathered wood. No, I did a mix of little black dress and white swan on that.
I bet she's talking about the one you're holding.
Maybe.
What color is weathered wood? So that's the one I'm doing. It is like a brownish gray, dark gray color.
When it dries, it's like a really dark gray with brown undertones.
Almost the color of like wood if you sat it out and let it get weathered. You know how it gets all kind of dark? Hence the name weathered wood. So the color I'm using. It will dry lighter, and then when I seal it, it'll get dark again. All right.
So this is the first time we've actually really gone much over an hour. I think we've gone like an hour and 20 before. But we've never done a live stream where we just like worked until we completed a project. So you guys will have to let us know how it goes. And if we get trolls, best thing to do, because the longer the live stream, the more it pushes it out to people who don't normally watch the channel. So if we get some weird people commenting, best thing to do is just ignore them and we'll block them. And then all their comments will disappear. Instead of engaging and commenting back, just ignore them.
Or you can hit report and you can report them.
Yep.
Oh, Ambi, it's the one that you're holding. So
this one that I'm holding. All right. It's going to get dark wax, so I hope you love
Sandy
that.
says, I don't know what venue I should use to sell my upcycles. Advice, please. So I'll just tell you kind of our history, where we started. So we first started on buy-sell trade groups.
On Facebook.
And Facebook Marketplace, but that's changed a lot since we first started. but we also started our business page. And so I would suggest, if you haven't done so, definitely get business social media set up on all different platforms and start selling your products there. And in the meantime, use Facebook Marketplace. Maybe if there's somewhere local you could get a booth for. And you can also host events or be part of an event, like a market or something. And it takes time. Zeb and I have been doing this. I've been doing this for 10 years since I started my Facebook page, and Zeb's been doing this full time for 7 years.
Yep. And
there's been a lot of patience involved in that aspect. So we did not get to this point.
There were lots of skinny times,
yes.
We'll say that.
We did not just wake up and
sometimes there's still skinny times.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's been really sustainable. I mean, I feel really blessed. We have 8 employees that work, let's see, 2 of them are full-time and 6 of them are part-time. So
it's been amazing. We also, as we've grown, we've incorporated different levels and areas of our business, right? So we create video content. We have our website, JamieRayVintage.com, hands down.
It
the
feels
biggest
like it's
source
coming
of our
to
revenue.
be a plug for creative business coaching.
Oh yeah, we have a business coaching. We also do business coaching. So if you go on our website, you can sign up to do that. I know that is a huge expense, so not everybody's ready for that. But for $24.95 a month, we do business coaching. We also have our wholesale line of products, and we put content on so many platforms. Like, you may only follow us in 1 or 2 places, but I put videos up on Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And we get paid on every single one of those platforms, sometimes just a little bit, except for TikTok. But we're very, very close to getting paid on TikTok, hopefully in the next, I don't know, a couple weeks?
Probably.
We'll get that set up.
It's going pretty quick.
Yeah, so.
I'm going to throw all this away. I hope Redrick emptied the trash. Otherwise, you're going to see what I had for lunch.
We had tacos. That's what we had for lunch.
Oh, it got emptied. Good.
That's one of the great things about working from home is you can eat leftovers. Deb and I don't eat out that much.
So I got candlestick painted, pigs painted. You're going second coat on the statues.
These actually only need one.
I think we need to get.
So these are all finished. Do we have anything else going weathered wood? Do you want to do that for a base coat?
I think I'm actually going to do the blue for a base coat and go with some yellows on top of that.
All right. So do you have the curry?
How do you feel? Oh, I left this.
I feel fine. Do you want to do curry? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a fork, a cup, and some water. He's going to mix up some milk paint. I'm going to get started doing that little step stool because we're going to use this lemon drops transfer is on sale at JamieRayVintage.com. This is part of the IOD sale. And then we also need to paint that big ceiling tile because I want to use the June transfer on that one because that's on sale.
All right, so I'm going to go with Jamie's blue mixture that she's got here. I will mix up the milk paint in just a minute, but I want to get this on and get it drying. This has some of the built-in sealer from the Cottage colors in it, so I'm going to do it as a base coat. That way, when it dries, it won't all wash off when I distress it. I won't have to seal in between coats to two-tone it.
Sandy says, how do we find time? We let a lot of things go.
We have lots of help. I just mentioned the people that we have.
We have 8 employees, but it used to just be the 2 of us. And we both divide and conquer. So there's things I mostly focus on the short form content. So like the shorter videos, I do a lot of that editing. And Zeb does the longer form content. So we kind of divide and conquer. And then we also just, with time, have gotten faster at doing things. Our kids help out a lot. And sometimes you have to learn to let things go, huh?
Yeah, like the unfinished basement or the fact that the mudroom doesn't have tile in the entry.
Or the fact that I have a very large walk-in closet. If you guys have been following us for a while, you've probably seen videos. It's full of laundry. People are like, why do you need a closet that big? I'm like, well, where would I put my clean laundry at? That's waiting.
The basket method lives.
All
so
right,
I'd love to tell you what's in this, but Jamie mentioned it earlier. She used like 4 different colors to make this mix. She was going for like a robin egg blue. I think she got pretty close, but
there's vintage mint, haint blue, and white linen, all by Cottage color with a little bit of bohemian blue. I don't know the exact ratios because I just kept mixing what I have.
I'm going to say very little Bohemian Blue because I left it over here with my brush out and it was starting to get crusty. So the built-in sealer, don't leave your brushes hanging out if you use this paint. Like get them in water, keep them in an airtight bag. If you've got more painting to do, wash them.
Sorry, I know I said I was going to paint that step stool, but I want to be done with weathered wood.
The ADD kicked in?
No, ADD can be bad, but it can also be good because now I'm not wasting time. I've already got the brush out and I've got this done.
I love it.
And then I'm going to get into the stool. It's my superpower.
It is your ability to multitask and still get all the things done.
It just takes time and practice.
Sometimes it means that she loses a key in the weed bucket and it ends up in the trash can. But that's why I'm able to hang out because I can find keys.
You know what? We can't be good at everything. That wouldn't be fair. All right, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way so I really can start that stool.
So real quick background on that story. I mean, we've got time.
Yeah.
Jamie was weeding in the garden. She had a hole in her back pocket and the golf cart keys were in her back pocket.
Is this? Yeah, right there.
And she's like, I can't find them. She's like, do you have the keys to the golf cart? I can't find them anywhere because we've been driving the golf cart more with fuel prices. We've been driving that thing all over town. It's like my Tesla, but that only goes 12 miles an hour. But anyway, so
12 miles an hour.
She was looking everywhere and she had to get home. I'm like, fine, take the truck. I'll look. I found them in the dumpster. She was using like old potting soil, like you know how you get like the cheap plants and they come in the little black pots, the plastic pots. She was using one of those to put the weeds in, and the keys had ended up in one of those, and I found it in one of those in the dumpster. You know, must have been divine intervention because
I said a prayer, so I'm sure it was. Heavenly Father has helped me so many times.
There's no way, like
Heavenly Father, please let those keys show up. I feel like he made me forgetful so that way I would never stop talking to him. It's like a constant, where did I put this? Where did I put this? I'm just kidding. There's like tape on here.
There's a lot of hot glue in this. I want to paint the dish. Let me show you guys up close. It's been a minute since we've had a close-up.
Time for a close-up.
All right. Oh, that's dark. Come on, camera. Brighten up. Hang on. All right. There you can see it. It's got like all this floral foam and glue in the top. I'm going to heat gun that out.
Deanna, you bought the clock. I painted it weathered wood, and it's going to get white details on it. And then somebody asked me to hold up the tile. This is giant.
We might do some copper or some gold accents. It had that on there before. It looked good with it.
This is going to get painted with the June transfer in the middle. I don't know what colors yet because I haven't thought that far ahead. All right, this is going to need a few coats because it's super shiny. So I'm using my Klingon here. I actually don't know what this one is called. No, it's the S50.
It's a great little, it's almost like an oval shape, but it holds a ton of paint, but it doesn't have a huge handle, so you can really work in small areas with it.
Like the stool. Definitely going to be a few coats on the stool because it's super shiny. Kitchen
screwdriver coming back in. Scrape this paint. Oh, I got it too
hot.
Too hot. It's like goopy.
My stool, this stool did sell on our Saturday thrift haul. So this one is gone. And the nice thing about this white linen, the new Cottage colors, it has a built-in top coat. So once I get a few coats on here, I can lightly distress it and then put the transfer on it and then just seal over the transfer. Kind of the built-in top coat makes thrift flips nice. What size shirt? I'm wearing a large. I'm just under 170 pounds. Thank you very much. And
that's the perfect woman.
That's a perfect woman right there. And it fits me well. It's a little loose. I can wear a medium too, but this one actually got damaged in shipment to us. That's a common theme. Things get damaged and then I own them.
Well, when you order as many things as we do.
Yeah. So we couldn't sell it, so I kept it.
Most of our vendors are pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what happened is this came in a shipping bag, and the shipping bag got ripped open in transit, and it rained, and so it got mud on it.
Not even the shipper's fault.
The June IOD transfers, they shouldn't be still sold out because I know that we had more, and so we restocked. If they have, just email info@jamierayvintage.com and ask Caitlin, but I would double check if you haven't checked today because I know Ivy, she's my buying manager, she restocked those. So unless it's sold out in the last few hours, we should have more. A very slow Tesla, that is what the golf cart is.
Yep.
And it does not self-drive.
No.
I'm actually surprised he drives it because it may or may not be kind of illegal in our city. It's legal in the state, but the city hasn't bothered to pass any laws about
I'm not going to disclose which officer I talked to about it at the parade, but he's like, if someone pulls you over for that, then we are not. He's like, we're so slow that they must just be like bored out of their mind.
We don't drive it on main roads.
Someone rode by on a scooter going 30 miles an hour. I'm like, my golf cart can only do 12, and that guy doesn't need a license on his scooter.
Yeah.
I feel like with all these electric vehicles coming out, that they're going to have to redefine what needs licensed and what doesn't.
I think what we might do, if we get to go a little faster, we could probably get it registered.
Well, I think it's got to go 25.
Oh,
I don't think we're going to get it to go that fast.
We have pretty wide roads, so we always get out of the way of oncoming traffic. Thank you, Candy. She said she bought the large. I should disclose I am an athletic, just under 170. I don't know what that means exactly, but I am pretty tough. I did beat, when we went to Trek, I did beat a young man at arm wrestling, and I think he was kind of sad. And Zeb had to be like, he told him, he said, don't feel bad. My wife is freakishly strong.
Well, who else do you think is on the other end of all those big furniture pieces we're hauling?
Yeah, me.
I didn't call a moving crew to move all those armoires.
Nope. Or who else? People ask him, like, who helps you with all your projects? Jamie.
When I got a big beam to lift and Harrington's working 100 hours a week, this gal's on the other end.
The only problem I have is that I don't have great elbows. So if it's going to hang on my elbow, I can't do that anymore.
So this is why this right here is a prime example of why when you find something for $3 at the thrift store, you charge market value for it. Because I had no idea it's going to take me 10, 15 minutes to just peel the hot glue out of here before I even get the first coat all the way on.
Has it really been 10 or 15 minutes?
I think it's been like more like 5. I was trying to exaggerate because I don't have it all done yet.
Oh, okay. Well, and you're fast at it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm going decent.
All right, Tina, I have a huge armoire I plan to paint. It looks like avocado green. What size should I get? Definitely 32 ounces. If you're painting inside and out, it may take more, but I would start with a quart for sure. If you're painting inside and out, you might need 2 quarts because it's just a lot of surface area. It also depends if you're going light, that takes more coat. Like think of this is painted weathered wood, 1 and done. The Jesus statues are 2 and done. This is going to take at least 2, maybe 3 coats on the white because it just doesn't cover as good. Depends on how picky you are about coverage.
So the hot glue actually peeled out pretty decent once I got it a little warm. But where it's giving me fits is where the floral foam is stuck to it. It's adhering better.
Floral foam is the devil. All right. I'm moving this over to dry.
Its place.
Eliza, do you need something? Are you hungry? Because I tried to feed you tacos. All right. Dad and I are going to be a bit. So if you need something, you're going to need to ask Odelia. She's in charge. You want to know if what? How are you going to get there? Does Odelia want to take you? Odelia, take her to Ryan's. Thanks, Odelia.
Love you, sis.
Love you. Remember who pays your car insurance and bought you that cute little car you drive. All right.
She earns every cent of that car. We send her on so many errands.
Facebook, I don't know why it says Facebook user. We don't have a name. It says my golf cart has big eyelashes on the headlights. She's teal. I put pink polka dots on her so people see her coming.
Eliza would die. She wants a pink car.
Our golf cart is not gas, it's electric. And it makes a really annoying humming sound.
I actually was looking at a forum. You can get a charger that doesn't hum.
All right. We need to get started on
it's
this
loud.
one.
It sounds like a bug zapper, but extra loud.
Our neighbors, when they're outside, like in the morning or in the evenings, we try not to charge it. We've been on an hour. Can you fix that?
Oh, yeah.
We try not to charge it because it makes that really annoying humming sound. Do I need salt wash first before I paint? Tina, what are you going to do? I mean, you don't have to have salt wash. We just used it for texture. All right, I'm going to scrape this off. Do you post your IOD stencils and transfers to Ireland? I think that we can do that, but you'll have to email info@jamierayvintage.com. Make sure it's JAMIRAY because Caitlin has to get you a quote, I think. You could try, just go on the website and see if it'll take it. She might have updated it. I'm not sure, but if it doesn't work on the website, you can email Caitlin and she'll help you. There's glue on this if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing.
Glue and tape, probably the two toughest things we run up against.
True that.
That and then bleed through is probably third.
I hate bleed through. Okay. We got some of the glue off. I got to get this glue off before I paint it because then otherwise it'll leave a big chunky residue.
So if you're hanging out with us here, we will get to the finishing touches. This is mostly just base coat that's happening right now.
We are going to layer and blend some colors here. So if you stick around, then you'll see it, or you can just watch the replay.
Or tune back in, or use it to fall asleep to tonight.
Yeah.
Jamie's sister does that. She puts like our videos on, and she just falls asleep to it. I'm like, that's why I can't get too excited. I have to, I got to get my monotone, calm voice going. All right, yeah. I'm going to need a second coat. Actually, that's a base layer, so I'm not going to second coat that. Let's see what the glue looks like underneath here. This might be getting salt washed inside just because of the texture of the...
To hide it?
Yeah. Of the foam.
When in doubt, get the salt wash out.
It looks cool, and it really helps you if you've got some old beat up crusty pieces that need a little love.
There's a lot of precision here.
How's that going? Oh, you look like you got that hot.
Sherry says, I'll nap while y'all paint. Oh, I want to take a nap, Sherry. Are you painting everything black? No. So I'm done with the weathered wood. I just painted something white. I don't know what color I'm going to paint this one. I think I might start with a white, and we're going to layer paint on here. We did use a purple color, and Zeb's actually going to be using curry in a minute. All right, I got to use my Stanley to hold that up.
So it's just got a little bit of texture in a couple spots. I think we're going to be okay. I think I can. It just looks like maybe I painted over like a rusty patch or something.
If you're just tuning in, yes, I'm using a butter knife, but it only cost me 25 cents. So Zeb and I thrift lots of stuff, and we buy a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I feel like junking and thrifting.
One of the only things I consistently buy new is tennis shoes.
Yes, that is true. Zeb is weird. I've actually bought used shoes.
My foot is very different than most people's feet. It's big and long, but it's like really wide.
You have a weird arch. And finding a size 13 wide isn't always easy.
All right, I set that over there for a minute. I've got this big piece. I think I'm going to do
I guess you're almost done. Going back to the beginning. Oh, heck no. We're halfway through. This is the painting marathon. We might be another hour.
Yeah, we're going to stay on until we're done with probably most of this, if not all of it.
And I could be here for
So
another
hang
hour.
out, chat, go get some chips and salsa, you know, make an evening of it.
All right, Zeb, can you?
You need some help? Turn that heat off. Here, I'll finish this. If you...
What do you need me to do?
I got another thing I got to do here. And I think we base coated pretty much everything except for these two big urns. Do you want to work on this one? Look at this guy.
Do you want me to weathered wood it?
You can start, but I was gonna.
Or you want to do white? Because it's kind of green.
Yeah, I think more white would be better, and then we'll bring some of that back. Maybe a white swan, not a white with a sealer, so that I can distress to the base color.
Can you find? Is there some in there?
Because this is more of like a greenish.
Okay.
Gray. If that's a thing, is green gray a thing?
Green gray.
Mm-hmm.
It's a greenge. Just like there's grayish, it's a greenge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. All right, we're doing burgers and fresh sweet corn. Oh, yum. Nice. We have corn in the fridge, actually.
We need to get that out before it goes bad. It's been in there since what?
We can make a corn salad. We got to eat lots of lettuce. The garden is yielding a ton of lettuce.
That's what I told Jamie. I'm like, looks like tuna salad tonight. Lettuce
for every meal. And it's tasty, and it's like the leafy green type lettuce, so there's actually like nutrients in it as opposed to like iceberg. We also have chard. I'm going to plant. I actually need to get some spinach seeds in the ground today.
I cooked some chard, and instead of boiling it, I tried a recipe I found online where you kind of fry it on the grill in avocado oil. And I had way too much avocado oil in there. And
we also needed a salad spinner because where our chard is.
Yeah, it tasted kind of like dirt.
Yeah. So I ordered a salad spinner, and that's coming. But I have like this little section where the sprinklers like spray. And so I just planted like the overspray area, and I just planted a row of chard, and I'm going to do spinach. Because for a $2 bag of seeds, it's pretty hard to get it to not grow.
We're doing transfer and stuff on here, right?
Yeah, we're using the June transfer. So if there's like a
little bit of hint of glue, we'll be okay?
Yeah, I mean, try to get most of it off.
I think I got it all.
Oh, Thomas. Here comes the trolls. Goodbye, Thomas. You are getting the... Oh, I don't know how to do that from here. Hide. Did that work? Hold on.
I don't know.
Delete block user. There we go. Bye, Felicia. Don't be trying to solicit to my people about making an extra $500 a month. Becca says, I feel Zeb's pain. My fiance has size 13 extra wide. We have a hard time finding him boots to work with.
Oh, boots are difficult. I like the Caterpillar boots, and because they can come in steel toe or soft toe. And I also wear a lot of New Balance. The 4E New Balance.
Columbia
shoes, actually, I didn't even have to get those wide. The Columbia boots that I use for hiking in are fantastic. They're super comfy. I wore them all around.
Your foot's not wide. Your toes are wide.
It's pretty wide. I wore my Columbia boots all around England. We went everywhere. They were great.
Well, like your foot goes like this, like a duck foot.
Are you saying I could ski with those? What color did you want to go on this? This is ready for a base.
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, look at the transfer and then decide what kind of colors we want to do.
Let's check this transfer out. We're doing this one, right?
I don't know. I thought this might take us 2 hours, but I'm kind of wondering.
June Ode to Henry Fletcher.
What about putting water in the middle of soak? That would not work because it would not soak off the glue. How do I find the sale items on the app? Go to the sale collection. That should work. And the main menu. If it's not there, then you might have to go to the website. I'm not entirely sure. Caitlin is much better versed at that. And B finally bought the candlestick. Woot woot, NB.
All right. Well, it's getting dry over there. We're going to dark wax it and distress it here in a minute.
Oh, I need some paper clay in that hole.
Oh, I also need some paper clay over here. So if you get some out.
All right. We use paper clay to fill holes sometimes.
I think I'm going to also go with sandy blonde on this. Then we dark
go.
wax and we put this on there. I'm going with a sandy blonde dark wax theme.
Okay. I feel like that's good because we can always add extra colors if we want to. Have you ever tried to paint a patina color before with the aqua blue and copper? You could do like a mermaid tail and do a wash over the top of the copper patina. That would be pretty.
So if you didn't see it on camera, I don't know if they can see it. She just put a ton of wood glue. The Type Bond 2 is what's in here, and she's just stuffing paper clay in the hole. And it might get a little cracky, but
the base of this is cracky too.
Yeah, it'll be okay. The I guess I call it paper clay. It's air dry clay is what they're calling it now. It's a little different than their old formula used to be. Okay, so we're going sandy blonde on this.
If you guys didn't know, sandy blonde is named after Debbie from Debbie's Design Diary. Her mother was a blonde, and so that pink color.
My mom also.
And your mom is also a sandy
blonde. Yeah, so that works.
All right. I just paint it over the clay while it's wet, and then it'll dry, and we'll be good to go.
So on something like this, we're going to paint it all one color, and we might lose a little bit of this detail, but that's where the dark wax or the colored wax comes in. Since it's already a light color, we won't really gain much from white waxing it, so that's why we dark wax. And
you use air-dried clay outside as long as you use an air-dry sealer. I have with success. If you live somewhere super humid, depending on how many coats of paint and what you're putting it on, it might be problematic. It's not rated for that, but we live in the second driest state in the nation, so have not had a problem with that.
I think that's to our advantage most of the time.
Except for to our skin.
The only time that really comes into play is in the winter when things get super cold.
Cold and dry.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just using white swan. And this is so detailed. I might be all day base coating this, but then Zeb's going to probably drip some colors over the top of it, and we'll do some patina.
I think I'm going to distress that first because I want some of this green.
Yeah, the base color is good.
Come back through.
Oh, Stacy said, I'm excited. I just bought the flower transfer and added the alphabet stamps, which reminds me, don't let me forget, I have 2 projects sitting out in the sun baking.
I'm sure they're about baked. It's what, 92 out there?
It's going to be so
91.
Hot
it's 91 right now. That's actually shows on, according to the weather app, that's the high today.
Holy moly. That is hot. Someday we'll get our spray booth set up. This would be easy to do if we sprayed and this had a bunch of colors. This is a monster planter. I actually think this one has sold. I don't know if the other big one sold. Maybe it did. But we love big planters around here.
Jamie has a plant problem.
What?
Yeah, I called you out right there.
It's a sickness, really. It's like a disease. Like I say, I'm done.
I'm going to start leaving her in the truck when we go to Lowe's or Home Depot or even Walmart or IFA, which is International Farmers. It's where we get our feed for the animals.
It's against the law to leave your wife in the car. It's hot outside.
I'll leave it on, I promise.
If you leave it on, then I can get out.
But she buys plants everywhere. Now that we have the church and here, so many plants.
You have to get that hydrangea planted today.
I know it's going to die in its bucket.
We have this area that's kind of shady, and we transplanted peonies. 2 survived, and 1 did not. And so I'm going to plant a hydrangea and see how well that does. Sometimes you just have to move stuff around. I transplant stuff a lot. Not living somewhere, I'll move it somewhere else.
She's just like, oh, all the plants are so beautiful. I have to have every variety.
Heather, not all IOD is on sale. You have to go to JamieRayVintage.com and find the sale collection. It's in the main menu, and I've also dropped it a few places. I can drop the link again. And then everything in the sale collection is buy one, get one half off. Because IOD, what happened is they offered their retailers a discount. And not every retailer is having a sale. It was up to the retailer if they wanted to. And it was on certain items. And the items that they offered us a discount on, we're passing that discount on to you guys by doing the buy one, get one free.
So you may be watching me just kind of swirl this paint on with this big old Klingon brush. This is the R20, and it's like a big round brush. Holds tons of paint, which is handy. The reason I can get away with doing this and not really getting too many brush strokes, I come back later and smooth, but you don't want to really overwork the DIY paint. The reason I can get away with it is because this is a flat paint. We mentioned this in our channel membership live stream earlier today, that if you're using a high gloss or even like a latex type paint or acrylic paint and you're having issues with brush strokes, it's because it's got, I would say anything past a satin finish is going to show quite a few brush strokes. So the flat paints, they just kind of, oh, you got white paint over here. They're just kind of like going to lay down and not show a lot of the brush strokes. And you can sand them smooth or wet distress them and continue working with them, and a lot of those brush strokes go away. And so that's why I can just willy-nilly just throw the paint on here. Willy-nilly.
Also, that's super textured.
Yeah.
And so that hides a lot of brush strokes. Something that's smoother is going to show more brush
I would
strokes.
not paint cabinets like this, I'll tell you that.
No. We would spray cabinets. We would not be brushing those.
Case in point, we sprayed these.
Yeah, make sure if you want the buy one, get one free that you're not holding off on that. We are restocking as we can. So if there is something you're looking for and we're out of stock, you can click the back in stock notification on the website, or just email info@jamierayventures.com and Caitlin will let you know if she can when it's back in stock. But we do have a thing where you can put your email address in, and then as long as it does, all things electronic work appropriately, then it should email you. I say that because we all know electronics don't always do what we want them to. You can never have enough plants, Denise says.
You're right, Denise.
Oh my goodness, this is like the most detailed urn ever.
Well, looks like I won with this. This is pretty detailed too, though. You made me paint the pigs. That's what you get.
Those pigs are pretty detailed. Although I have painted already like 20 things.
I've been doing repairs over here. Okay.
You've been doing good. I did a little baby repair.
I know.
See any question?
And hands down, it's not even a competition. You are the faster painter.
You are the neater painter. So there you go. My sister is the Renee painter. That's her last name. She's on here, so I thought that was funny.
Touche. So to give you an idea how far this paint will go, this is a pint. It was a little empty because, well, not a little empty. It was probably up to here because it had been spilled out in shipping. And I've painted this whole thing here, pretty much one coat coverage. Might have to do a little touch up. I don't know where we're going with this.
Where are you going with that?
Maybe just dark wax. I might have to do a second coat. And then I've also painted this candlestick, and I still have half the pint. So you could do like a small, probably nightstand or little end table, a chair, and get full coverage.
All right. I'm not worried about perfection here because you're going to wet distress this anyway.
Actually, this is a sample. This is only 8 ounces.
So if you use like,
I've been saying a pint. This
sample.
is I've used, probably a fourth of a sample.
Sandy Blonde does have good coverage. Okay, I think I got enough of this paint in.
All right,
I got to do
careful,
the lip.
You're going to get over here and get your, I had the whole front lip to paint. That always happens.
I know, you think you're done and then you're like, oh, I forgot a spot.
Oh, I got this shirt today in the mail from someone. Do you remember who sent it? Karen?
Oh. Was it Karen? Was it Stacy?
No, I think it
Tina?
was. No, I think it was Karen from California.
She's from California. I hope. Do you still have the envelope?
Yeah, I have it. I'll go look at it later. If I think I'm right though. So I appreciate it. Star Wars shirt. This is the original theater poster. One of them for A New Hope. It's a great shirt. Thank you.
She sent it as a new painting shirt. You said you weren't going to paint on that, and it lasted about 30 minutes.
I don't have any paint on it yet.
You shouldn't say that. It's
I've been being careful, but I am painting close to you.
What are you trying to say?
You already flung some stuff, but I've been known to fling.
You've flung paint before.
Yep.
I'm trying.
I am guilty of paint flinging.
Trying to be neat. All my shirts have paint on them. It's just the way it is. All right. Base coat on this is done. I got to move it out of the way. I've been flinging paint on my own stuff, if it makes you feel better. Jamie, you need a ladder to paint that, right?
It is big. I've got to do a repair on one that won't even show the whole thing in the camera unless I put it way on the back.
Is this dry?
All right,
Oh,
this is almost done. One last swipe here. Where'd my paint go?
All right, I'm gonna go outside.
You gonna go get your pieces?
Yep.
Okay.
I think we might have over planned what
We
we're gonna get done
overestimated
here.
how much we actually have to do. I feel like we're doing good though. We're an hour and 20-ish in, and we've base coated most everything. So this is this painted. Already looking better in my opinion. And then that dark wax will bring all the detail back and it'll really make it pop. I'm going to go set this in the sun because it's going to need a second coat. We'll call it 1.5 coats because it won't need a full coat to get coverage.
All right, I'm switching back to Cottage colors here. Paint the other side of the rim. I painted the inside. I painted the inside. The inside is not finished on that. And Zeb's going to add extra colors. I missed a lip on the back of the urn.
Back of the urn?
It's okay because it's going to get like 42 extra colors, but how did you get paint on your stove? Well, you know.
All right, so this is the one I busted the handle off on it. I think I'm going to do, these are sharp. I might, because it'll be loud, I might just go use the, well, where do I have it? Let's see how loud it'll be.
I'm going to go.
Oh no, where'd my file go?
White linen on this, and then I'm probably going to come back with some dark wax or black wax. I haven't decided. This was the piece, if you're just tuning in, when we first started, I put the rooster from the fleur-de-lis mold on here, and I'm painting that. I just had to get the clay. It's not all the way dry, but it's dry enough that I can paint over it. You wanted to get a good crust, and my glue's pretty well dry. Always be delicate with your paper clay till it's all the way dry because you don't want to lose some of your image. So I switched to the Cottage colors because this has a built-in sealer, so it'll make this a little bit easier. Keep that in mind when you're painting stuff for thrift flips. Do not go crazy detailed on pieces that you can't make enough money on, or you will never make, you won't make a profit. Like on larger pieces, I can totally go detailed. I can use transfers. I can blend, all those things. But on something like this, my profit margin isn't going to be as big. And so I'm going to be conscious about that and think, okay, how can I make this look better but not spend 5 hours on it?
All right, so I'm just trying to, this has had handles on here and I broke them off on the live stream on Saturday because we didn't like them.
They had to go.
And now I'm just trying to get all the sharp edges from that off. I've just got a little round file.
All right.
And I am going to put some paper clay in here too.
I got paint dripping off my rooster.
Up here. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I might have to angle grinder those off later. That's going to be more than this little hand file can handle, I think.
All right, that's done.
Or maybe I'll just put a couple little. Do you have a couple molds I could put up on here? What mold should I put just over the top of this?
What?
I want to cover these up with molds. These little sharp edges.
You could do, where's my fleur-de-lis mold? You do a fleur-de-lis on each side. That would be appropriate.
Oh, that's big. Okay.
Yeah, it'll cover it.
All right.
Where's the glue? Cornstarch is over there. Glue is there.
Dry clay.
And you're going to need a little brush. I don't know if you have one handy.
I have this. Oh, are you talking to put the paint on or the glue on?
Oh, no. Put the cornstarch in. Oh, it's Karen Clayton. She said, I'm so glad it fits you, Zeb, and you'll be happy to know I got that shirt. Hold on. I got that shirt for $1 at an estate sale.
Love it. That makes it even better.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
True
story.
I knew it was Karen. All right. Well, I appreciate it, and perfect. I love Star Wars.
And we also love estate sales.
Yeah.
He bought all of his clothes from yard sales when we were in high school.
Started a long time ago. Where's the air dry clay? Look at all of
I bagged it up and I put it somewhere.
Put it over here and
I put it right next to you.
And I put that on top. I warned people early on this could get crazy.
Well, we have not a lot of space.
Randomly on a Tuesday.
700 people between Facebook and YouTube.
That's pretty good.
It's the painting marathon.
Thank you for joining us for the painting marathon.
If you're just tuning in and you want to use these products, we have them at JamieRayVintage.com. If you like edited videos, probably have 1,000 of them, no joke, on YouTube. And
like 1,200.
Well, they're not all edited.
I guess some of those are live streams.
Yeah. So we've got that on there. And I'm using the new Jamie Ray Vintage by DIY Paint, Cottage Colors, to paint this cute little stool here. Because this is going to get a transfer. So I got to hurry up and get it painted so I can get my transfer on there.
For non-structural repairs like this, I love the air dry clay. It just mushes in there.
We always have it on hand.
I don't have to go worry about like Bondo with the chemicals. And it's strong enough that it will hold up. I wouldn't go fixing the corner of like a dresser.
Oh, did you take your mic off?
Yeah, I have it off on purpose. I was grinding.
Oh, are you done now? Can you put it back on?
It's right here. It should have been picking me up mostly.
Well, they must have noticed it because...
How about that? Is that better?
They've commented.
Okay, and now we need...
Debbie is watching for the first time. Debbie, this is not our usual video. We are already over an hour into this live. We are doing a painting marathon. We're not tuning out until these are all finished. That could be 2 to 4 hours. Well, I don't know. Hopefully not 4.
4 hours. I'm going to have to take a dinner break by then.
We'll be like, and now we're going to eat dinner with you guys and feed the family. Because this also is our kitchen. Oh, Janet says she has the twin of my stool and she got it for free. That's nice.
Awesome.
This one we picked up for what, $5?
I think it was,
or was it $3 at the?
It was $3. It might have been
at the thrift
$5.
store. $3 or $5, and it's already sold.
It's been a long weekend already. I don't remember that. That's the kind of info I don't keep. I'm
usually pretty good, but the thrift haul stuff is. I'm good at like remembering how much furniture costs, but I buy too much thrifted items to remember. Cheryl says I like the long videos. People either love them or they hate them. And the haters will come out and be like,
usually it's on the replay where they're like, well, what's the point of this? Well, we actually painted in real time and wanted to show you.
All right.
That's okay. We'll get you know what? We're getting real good at building those comments and just ignoring them.
We have so many nice people. Like, it's so nice to have great people to, hey, Rex.
Do they need to go to the bathroom?
I think so.
They were taking a nap when we started up in our bedroom, and I think they got shut in there.
Oh, they can open the door.
If you don't know, Rex and Cody are little dogs.
Yeah, we have 2 dogs, Rex and Cody, our little rescue puppies. We didn't have animals for a long time, and now we have like 40. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, about to have 42 once we get all the rest of the chickens. I guess that's a lot of animals.
That's a lot of things to keep alive, I'll tell you that. What with all your plants going on?
Our plants.
We even got a lemon tree.
My parents live with us. We just planted grapes the other day. We'll have to do an update on the garden over at the church shop so you guys can see all the things we've added. Because that's what it does happen. I'm out and I'm like, ooh, we could eat that. I could plant that.
That's going to be perfect on here.
I know.
I'm mushing it a little because I want it to adhere really well.
I like it. And it's like fits well with the design.
But once I add paint, it should be great.
All right. That's pretty good. It's a little bit streaky, but I think once I distress it, it'll be good. All right. Oops.
Can you guys?
That's not what I want.
I'm gonna come look and see if we can even see that.
I might have to touch up a few spots, but the top has good enough coverage. I can get the.
Oh yeah, you can see it here. We'll do a zoom in because that's not moving that close. There we have it. And then you can see Jamie's big urn in the back that she.
Did I sand or use Bond? We have not sanded or used Bond on anything yet. We haven't. Decor generally doesn't need that. All right, I'm going to start two-toning This clock
Instances
here.
where we sand is something that's going to be like a really high use, like a tabletop or nightstand or dresser top, and it's already got lots of damage, or it's really slick and shiny. That's when we sand. We don't often sand with the paints that we use. And I know some people are into that like perfect factory finish. We definitely don't go for that here.
There's places you can buy that. They're called
my...
retail stores. What did I what?
You used my my little brush.
Did I?
Yeah. It's okay.
All right, I'm gonna dry brush this.
I'm gonna wash it because that's.
Yeah, sorry.
I feel like it's gonna get discarded over here.
Oh, that's much better. I was gonna try to like two-tone it like very neatly, and that just wasn't.
Is there a reason that this is in the sink over here?
What?
This plant?
Yeah, I didn't have anywhere else to put it.
It's getting wet.
We'll get it out of the sink.
I didn't even wet it the first time.
Oh, maybe I did.
Now it's a drippy paint finish.
Can you get it out then? And I'll fix it. Hopefully the rooster didn't get wet.
No, the rooster looks okay.
Because I'm pretty sure that piece already sold. So I'm just dry brushing to add texture to this. In case you're wondering, a dry brush, you just wipe off most of the paint, and then you just bring the brush across the surface, and it brings out detail that you wouldn't see. So like now all these numbers have been brought to the surface. And I like to go multiple directions so it's not super streaky.
Okay, that's pretty dry again.
I actually think that looks pretty good.
So on these, we really like to cornstarch the molds. Jamie mentioned it earlier, but since we've been going so long and have probably different people watching, I will mention it again. And it helps. It's basically like a mold release for the air dry clay.
And if you're just tuning in, we're painting 2 weeks worth of thrift finds because we got to get it done. All right, I'm gonna let this dry. Good. Yeah, I'm gonna wet distress it.
Are you gonna do any like copper or gold on there?
No.
Or just leave it like that?
I'm gonna distress it to bring back some of the original tones.
Okay.
But I'm gonna, and there's gold originally on it. That's cute. All right. Maybe I will dry brush these finials. I gotta heat gun it. I gotta start finishing some of this stuff because I'm running out of space.
I know. And some of it's drying too. Looks like a couple of places on this are going to need a.
It's all right. I'm going to dry brush it.
Oh, you're going to dry brush those?
Yep.
Okay. But well, if you're dry brushing those are probably pretty close to ready with the heat.
Yeah, I'm heat gunning it right now. Did you not notice I had it out?
I'm talking about these.
Yeah, I'll heat gun those in a minute.
You're going to dry brush all of that?
Oh, yes. Yeah, everything with Weatherwood getting a dry brush. We're having a mass dry brushing. Mass marriages. Can you fix the camera? Oh, does that mean it's been an hour and a half?
Yep.
Holy moly.
Hey, we're getting lots of projects done, though.
We are. We are down to 661. We were up to 700 people. But, you know, painting marathon.
I can't expect them to stay the whole time.
Sandy says, so just start a Facebook page. Yeah, you can do a group to sell your items on Sandy. And you should also have a business page. So
make sure it's all named the same thing.
Yeah, all the same name. A group, sometimes it's easier. We just use our group. Like we have the Jamie Ray Vintage group and we drop links in there, but we don't really sell on there. And then we use our business page.
So people can show us their projects.
Yeah.
Or ask questions if they're having trouble with something. They can show
Anita says stool, it's right there. That's the stool. It's going to get lemons here in a minute. All right, dry brush these artichokes. You could white wax too, but sometimes dry brushing is actually faster. If there's a lot of texture, it looks really good. Because I could just clear wax this and then buff it, and it's a little faster than wiping back. Can you see that? It doesn't take hardly any paint. So if you don't have white wax and you want a similar look, just do a white dry brush. And if you accidentally don't like it, then you just repaint it and start over. It does take a little bit of practice. You got to be really light with it. Ooh, Renee's going to get home and make cheesy cauliflower and salad. I don't know what we're going to do for dinner. What do you want to do? What time is it? Well, it's 4:30.
Yeah, about the time we get done with this, we'll need to eat, feed the kids.
Well, so we might not get over to the church today, but at least we'll get all these projects done.
I think we can get over there. At least plant your plant.
Oh yeah, well, we have to.
And I got to fix some sprinklers that broke.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's a big enough yard.
Something's
and
always
there's
broken.
enough garden. I feel like I've been fixing sprinklers for months.
True. Well, that's because you have been. You feel that way because it's an actual true story here.
Okay, I'm gonna go put this outside, help this air dry clay get some crust on it, and then we'll do a finish on this. So, you know, if you want to see how this gets finished, stay tuned.
Or come back if you leave. Come back. All right. 3 finials down. That one's pretty dry. Do you guys rent a storage unit to put your things in? Nope. We have a garage, we have a shop, and we just recently bought a commercial building. So the stuff is all over, including our living room. Once we get moved, though, it'll all be at the church property. We're in the process of finishing all the random projects in our garage so we can be ready for our opening and grand opening at the church that we bought that we're turning into our retail store. So once we get that done, we will not really have anything here at our house.
And I'm going to be doing all kinds of like handmade stuff that's just special for the grand opening. Like
in all your spare time.
One of a kind. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a way.
Tomorrow, so like people ask us a lot about what we do. Tomorrow is garage day. So Zeb is going to be, we have Waste Not Wednesday in the morning, and then Zeb will be working in the garage cutting things for our website. We have a bunch of orders to do, and we're also going to be working on our craft kits finally. We'll get that done, and probably before the end of the week, we'll do the craft kit video so you guys can see the next craft kit and decide if you want to sign up, because cutoff for ordering the craft kit is the 15th. And this time is going to be a tote, and I think it's going to be really popular once people see it all come together. And Jenny already has all of the paint packs ready. So once we get things cut, we can probably start shipping after the 15th deadline. We'll start shipping out those craft kits. All
right. So this was kind of like a yellowy cream color before. I'm going to bring some of that back and some of the dark wood back because it had like a woodish tone. I think it's actually resin. So the wood peeking through is weird. But hopefully the paint on here and then the dark wax help it be a little more cohesive and give it a little more interest. Do we have dark wax out anywhere or any brushes for that?
Nope. I do not.
I'll come give you guys a close-up so you can see. I'm just damp cloth here.
We have not added a transfer to the large tile yet. We are going to use the June transfer.
It's drying outside. It's almost dry. I need to do like a quick touch-up coat, and then we can add the transfer to it.
We're going to use the June transfer and the lemon transfer. One of the other transfer that's on sale is the English 12 transfer, and that one is bomb. If you guys haven't watched it, I recently did a video with the English 12 transfer. I did a sheep mold on a little bucket. So if you go to YouTube, you can look for that video and see how we used that one. That was what, last week? Week before?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago?
It's probably 2 weeks ago because we were gone a lot of last week.
Yes. Becca says, I love how the finds are looking. Thank you, Becca.
All right.
Oh, Lori says, I love the King videos. She meant long videos. Thank you, Laura.
Okay, so brought some of that back. The distressing, I feel like it makes more sense. It was in weird places before where it wouldn't normally have wear from being handled or used over the years.
We call it cheetah distressing.
Yeah.
When it starts to look like an animal print, then
So one of the bonuses of the wet distress is it's going to naturally age it where your hand can touch on the high spots where it would normally have wear. Like look down here on these little petals. You can see on the petals, it's just kind of chipped it a little bit on the edges.
That's really pretty.
They were all weird. Now I'm going to dark wax it, and it should be really good. Do you think I should clear wax this first?
Yes.
Because
otherwise it'll get really dirty.
The reason clear waxing first, the DIY paint, is it's clay. It's very porous. It absorbs it. So if you go dark wax first, you're going to get a much darker paint color.
I feel like Sandy Blonde is a much underutilized neutral. I like it.
It's one of my favorites. I'm going to go set this out in the sun so it can dry real quick from the wet distress before we wax it. I'm going to bring that tile back.
People be like, what'd you do today? And be like, I painted artichoke finials all day. I like stuff like this though because I get in the zone and I can really knock out a ton of stuff quickly. Like these finials, I paid $3 a pair. I have 5 pairs and I sold them for $20 each. I think 1 or 2 pairs might still be available. So that's $100 of product that I purchased for 3, 6, 12, 13, $18 and just a little dab of paint. And these will be done.
I am running out of room.
Sorry, I'm trying to finish this stuff so I can move it.
It's not your fault. I've got my own
your own bag
set
of
of
tricks
problems
here.
over here.
Okay.
There we go. Made it back up on.
Any questions? Zeb, do everything is easier if you want everything is easier if you want to use weathered wood. That's what Aunt B said. I actually think clear wax and dark wax will be pretty on that kind of stick.
Yeah, the clear wax is going to look good.
I forgot to.
So this is getting what I call coat and a half. I'll zoom in so you can just see kind of the streakiness on the sides where it was shinier. It's not going to need like full coverage.
There's just a few areas that need touch up and not the whole thing.
Sorry, I'm shaking the camera around all crazy. Can you see that little streak right there, kind of up on top here? Oh, come on, camera, focus for me. Well, that got real bad. Anyway, whether you saw it or not, there's some streakies.
I'm a little interested and I'm a June girl, Lisa says. Is that when your birthday is, Lisa? If you guys are watching this on Facebook, if you share it out, that's a huge help to us. You can also share on YouTube. It's just a little bit more complicated. This is like, I stuffed a lot of paint in the cracks and it's
not drying in there.
It's not drying in the cracks. I am going to feel better when it's done because my kitchen and dining living room area is a mess. And if we get this done, then we'll paint tomorrow morning, but then we won't paint again until Saturday night. And we'll have plenty of time to get everything like all clean and organized.
What's our Thursday video going to be, or Friday?
What are we going to do? Well, I think we're going to do a church video.
Caitlin's calling me.
Who? Caitlin?
I'm gonna go take this and see what's up. I wonder if there's something wrong.
I don't know.
Never called you.
I don't know. She could text me. I don't see a text. If you tallied what you spent on the huge haul and what you're selling for, what would be your profit? I would say I can't tell you for sure because I don't do math on live TV, but I would say that we probably make anywhere from 5 to 8 times what we spend, not including product. Because some things we'll 10 times our money on because we really make it look a lot better. And then some things we might double or triple our money on, but then in the end, it works out anywhere from 5 to 8 times what we spend. And then there's also like labor involved because I have employees that help list the stuff and then Caitlin, and then they ship the stuff. So there's a little bit extra involved, but that's probably about the right. Joan, I thrifted a similar stool, but didn't notice it had a broken leg with a piece of metal in it. Now I'll cut off the legs just under the crossbar and turn it into a riser. Oh, that's a really smart idea. Thanks, Odelia. I heard Jack. Mom. All right, I'm going to dry brush these statues. Zeb has left because Caitlin called, so she's going to make sure everything's okay. Okay. Oh, everything's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Okay.
Now back with my coat and a half. This is drying really fast because it was sitting out in the sun. So the whole tin is really warm. Bonus of sunny days.
I love everything about sunny days, unless I have to work out in them. But even then, I would rather have sun than...
I do love a good overcast day. If I could just get like overcast and 60 with like maybe some light mists here and there, but not like full-blown rain. That's the dream, right?
All right, I'm just dry brushing this. The other thing that's good about dry brushing, like something like this was white to begin with, if any of that happens to poke through, it won't look super out of place. Sometimes when you paint porcelain, Sometimes it does peek through because just the nature of painting porcelain. But
okay, I think that's enough because I'm probably going to wet distress this just a little bit, see how it looks. If it doesn't bring out enough detail with the wet distress, what I'll do is I will dark wax this as well. But this might just need a wet distress because it was pretty dark underneath. And then I think that June transfer.
yeah, I think that'll look good.
I think one of these up here is going to pull well with these yellows. With this.
You know what I might do?
Back outside. We haven't used the heat gun once. Or have you used it over there?
I've been using.
Oh, we used it for glue.
I've been using it for all kinds of things.
This live stream has been so long.
All right, here's one of the Jesus statues.
Caitlin said she just added the June back.
Oh, okay. The June is back in stock. Sorry, we were sold out, but it is back in stock. That is what she wanted. Fiona says, love the long videos. Oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Sandy. Let's see if we can.
All right. Clear wax. We have some, I think, over in your magical basket over there.
What should I store DIY paint if the can is rusting around the edge? You can use a Tupperware container. I've also used a canning jar, like a spaghetti jar with a lid would work. Or we use like the squeeze bottles up. Can you show the squeeze bottle that I have the glue
you
in?
can use a first in, first out.
This isn't a FIVO. This is a dispenser bottle from the grocery store.
Yeah, that's just regular condiment dispenser.
Oh, thank you, Pamela. She said, love these long videos. Also, thank you for telling us about the little things like Zeb showing us the paint streaks that he was trying to fix and why. Sometimes I feel like live videos allow for like things just happen to come up.
And you can't hide it. Like where I might skip over it to keep the DIY video flowing and not distract from what's actually happening. Like we don't really talk about that in a DIY video unless we're specifically trying to address streaky paint, you know.
Kim says she's in Lehigh now visiting. She wished that the church was open, but she drove by. The shop is open, but the church, give us another month and we'll be in there. Zeb, do you find Sandy Blonde to go on translucent? I've had a hard time with it. I think it depends on what you're covering.
I feel like it goes on pretty good. I mean, like I had to do a coat and a half on that shiny metal. I haven't had any issues with coverage as far as it seems like it covers really well. But what are you painting? Are you painting something shiny like porcelain or glass or something like that?
I feel like it covers pretty well. I mean, it is a lighter color, so it's not going to cover as well as like weathered wood.
All right. So now I'm actually doing it. We mentioned sealing with clear wax first. I've got the DIY clear wax. It's super creamy, goes on really easy. It dries fairly quick. We might get a few highs and lows, but this is a lighter color that tends to happen more on the blues and the browns and blacks.
It takes 24 hours or more, depending on the humidity, for your wax to cure up. So if it is splotchy, give it a minute. Don't before you freak out. Sometimes you need more wax. Sometimes there's bleed through, but most of the time in 24 hours, it will level out.
All right. So the clear wax filled most of, the porous clay, filled in all those little nooks and crannies that it's going to have. And now we're going to go in with the dark wax. I'm not going to wait for this to cure up or dry. You can if you want, but I'm just going to go for it.
And I'm over here just white dry brushing
Wait
away.
a tick. Did we not bring dark wax? We got white and clear.
Oh, we have some in the cabinet.
Okay.
We got white. Got one of my hairs on here. We got dark wax for days. Dark wax lasts forever.
Well, it's used more as like an accent. It's pretty rare to wax an entire piece with dark wax.
His nose kind of wiped off, so I'm just going to hit it with.
So this is our number 20 stencil brush. We use it for waxing. This is the 1 1/4, and this is probably like my go-to wax or large stencil brush. This one, it works really well. And if you need more detail, we have even smaller brushes. What does it go down to, like 3/8?
What?
The wax brushes.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm focusing on Jesus right now.
You're doing really good. Those look amazing.
Thank you.
Especially considering that they were like shiny
Yeah, I mean, some of the white is peeking through, but like I said, because I'm doing a white dry brush, it kind of makes it look intentional.
So I've only dipped my wax brush once on this dark wax. That's kind of what Jamie was talking about. A little goes a long way. And when I start running out, I just come back in here and steal some from down below and pull it out of more of these cracks and creases.
You have to flip your piece upside down to make sure you get all of it.
All right, second dip. Don't be scared.
All right. What do you use to clean wax out of brushes? Dish soap and warm water. Sometimes I use the French soap that we sell on our website, but dish soap and warm water works too.
So DIY makes a brush cleaner that works really well.
They do, but I don't know about wax.
I've used it on wax.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We also sell a brush cleaner. So there's your options. I'm going to heat gun this. There's a bunch of weathered wood sitting down in all the cracks.
All right, so you kind of want to work fast at this point, because if you let this dark wax sit on here, it will soak into the clear wax, combine, and then you've got this.
Rita, how was your 4th of July? It was good. We went and spent
awesome.
8 hours on the lake with the kids, tubing and driving our discount boat around. It's funny because a lot of people are like, I didn't know you had a boat. I'm like, it is a boat, but it ain't a bougie boat. Let's just say that when you show up to the lake in our boat, ain't nobody being like, ooh, that's fancy.
Boats are so crazy. I feel like they've gotten out of control. Like all these ski boats, there's probably $20 million worth of boats out on the lake yesterday.
Easy.
Just the lake we were on. And you use them for the summer and you're done.
We got a tremendous deal. We paid like $5,000 for our boat.
I'm not saying I don't want a fancy boat, but man, that's going to be a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, we bought it from a friend of ours, and she bought it from another friend of ours. So it's kind of like all in the family kind of a situation. And it's been a lot of fun. We don't have a lot of time to travel this summer, so it's going to be great because we have a lot of lakes. So instead of spending our budget on a family vacation, we bought this boat, and it's fun. It's a little janky. It's got some quirks. Don't we all?
Prop trim doesn't really work going up.
Yeah, we have a bungee cord holding the prop up.
Well, I use it while I tow it.
Yeah.
It works in the water. Just when you're trailering, it doesn't work. I might, that's like we've had it like 2 weeks. I'll address that.
We also has a shade and the cord's ripped yesterday holding the shade. And so Zeb just tied some really good Boy Scout knots. And it's working.
I'll bring that other sandy blonde piece in so you can see kind of the contrast before I dark wax or distress that one to see what this has done. It really just aged it. It'll continue to cure and it will lighten back up a little bit as it dries because this wax is still wet. But this is going to be mostly the look. I'll put it out in the sun. We'll see if it doesn't melt the wax. We'll see if it dries the wax.
Oh, that turned out really cool. Joyce says, just found you from Austin. Welcome, Joyce. Carl says, Jamie, comma, you, aroma.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. What did I say, aroma? I don't know. Who knows? At this point, it could be a myriad of things because we've been on here so long. Who knows what I'm talking about?
All right. So there's a close-up of the sandy blonde with dark wax and the light colors coming through. This was already painted like a cream color and it had like this faux stain wood finish. This is resin. It's not wood, but it's cool. It's a good example of resin, what it can look like if you paint it up. And then there's the top. I'm going to go get that other ceiling tin tile thing that we've got and show you what they look like, not dark waxed, and then I'm going to wet distress that. Something
on this because when I heat gun it, I got some chippy paint, which I'm going to roll with because I like me some chippy paint. I'll show it to you guys up close. Once you dry brush and most of your paint is off the brush, then I usually will go in because right now I'm just hitting like all the high spots. And then I'll go in once the high spots are done and I come in and I'll like shade it. Because most of the paint is gone, and that's how you kind of get the shading with the dry brush down in the details. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, that looks amazing.
Thanks.
All right. Dark wax and distressed, not distressed yet. Sandy blonde, 2 different ways. This is what the dark wax can do for you. So I may dark wax this. We will see if I get around to that. I'm going to wet distress it right now, but a loving sandy blonde dark waxed is one of my favorite looks.
Carl says that he has no idea where aroma came from. That makes sense because I had no idea what we were talking about, Carl. And Lisa says the candlestick does look fantastic.
All right. I'm going to put it over here for now. We'll show you, if you hang with us to the end, you'll probably get to see all of this all completed because we probably honestly have like another, probably honestly.
Half an hour?
That's like definitely probably. I use that a lot apparently. But yeah, we probably at least got a half hour to go to wrap this up. So wet distress again on the sandy blonde here. This is a metal ceiling tin that was painted various different colors with faux, looked like verdigris on there in a couple spots.
This is a really pretty hand painted piece, but you could not see all that detail until I dry brushed
all
it.
The wood color was the same.
You probably can't see it, but on the brass handle, can you guys see all the detail? I'll hide my face. Maybe they'll blur it. It'll zoom in. There you go. Can you guys see that? All the detail was completely lost till I dry brushed it. Like you couldn't see that at all. It's like embossed brass. All right. Okay, we've got, this needs to be, oh, I haven't ever painted this medallion. Do we still have a weathered wood brush out? I'll do a sandy blonde.
Yes, right here.
No, I'm going to do something different.
Okay.
I'll do sandy blonde with
you know what?
a white
Before
dry
I finish
brush.
this, I'll be right back. I was going to put this out in the sun to see if we could get this to tone back and see what it looked like dry.
So this is what was in the middle of that, and it was not attached when we bought it at the thrift store, or maybe it was and we just decided to take it off. I can't remember because we wanted to put a transfer in the middle. So this is just going to be like decor. Love the look of the dark wax over the sandy blonde paint. I feel like it's a really great age look. When you see something that's actually legit old, the sandy blonde color is a great way to achieve that. If you mix it with salt wash, even better. Which we're going to have to mix salt wash soon because I need to paint my tea kettle.
I was going to do over that urn. I haven't even mixed up the milk paint.
Well, you know, we've been a little busy here.
We were going to mix milk paint. We got to get all these steps in, all these base coats when you have this many projects.
We put the base and basics. We're going to block this person here. Block user. Sorry, guys. We got some trolly comments on the Facebook.
They're all gone. Once you block them, I think it removes their
Blackberry
comments,
Thistle says sandy blonde is my new favorite color.
It's really good, right?
If you mix this in with liquid patina, it actually makes a really great glaze too. Just really soft, subtle antiquing glaze. All right, just make sure I got all my.
I may come back later because if you hang this on a wall, you're going to see this. We don't usually paint the backs of things that are going to hang on walls, but it sticks out a little bit. So
yeah,
I'll
you need to paint the edges.
That may not happen in this video, but we may get to it. We'll see.
Before we ship it, we'll get it done. All right, this is painted. I'm going to do a white dry brush once it's dry. I'm running out of spaces to put things.
I've just been taking everything outside. It dries in like 2 minutes.
All right. This I painted, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. I just got to finish the dry brush. I was going to do like just certain detailed areas, but I've decided I want to dry brush it. This is, yeah, like 2 weeks ago. I painted these before we went on trek.
Okay. So I think I like this without the dark wax. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you have so much dark.
It was a dark
through.
underneath, whereas the other one was light and dark combined. So we're not going to dark wax this one. I'm going to skip that step. And then I'm going to, you think I should seal that first? I wet distressed it.
Before you put the transfer on?
Yeah. Biggest thing about transfers is you don't want dust.
If you wet distress it, you'd be fine. You need to heat gun it so it's all the way dry, and then let it cool before you attempt to put the transfer.
We're going back outside, and I'm going to paint that urn.
And I'm just dry brushing these candlesticks.
You don't know what I'm talking about, and you're just joining this.
This was
like
bohemian blue mixed with white linen, I think. I did this a few weeks ago, so I can't even remember the color combo. But this was a mix match candlestick set. But by painting it, it's going to get a cohesive look. And I think these actually already sold. Rita says, Zeb, it came out beautiful. All right. Okay, that's done. I think, I'm going to flip it upside down and catch a few of the areas that were missed with the blue. I mean, most people aren't going to look at it upside down anyways, but I do try to do an efficient job.
All right, hear me out.
I'm listening.
What do you think about weathered wood over this beautiful robin's egg blue that you've created? And then...
Like a drippy weathered wood?
And no, weathered wood, heavy wet distress on the weathered wood, and then white over that.
I like it.
Okay.
I mean, if I said I didn't like it, would it change your mind?
Maybe not.
I mean, I do like it. I was just query. All right. That one's done.
This is another one of those examples where, since I'm wet distressing, I'm just going to slap this paint on here and run with it.
We're using the June transfer in the middle of that. It's one of the IOD transfers that are on sale.
This one is on sale. We're
going to use part of it, not all of it.
Are we dark again?
No, we're not dark. I'm watching on my computer screen.
All right, so weathered wood again.
It's a painting marathon. If you want to see what's available, you can go to jamierayvintage.com, click the thrift haul. Some of the stuff is not sold, and there may be painted items from previous thrift hauls. I usually, after they're all finished, will update the website so you can see the painted looks. A lot of things get sold before we paint them. I guess people trust us with a paintbrush. I don't know.
We do have a pretty specific look on what we do.
Occasionally Zeb breaks the rank though.
I try, if I break it, I try to not make it be like too funky. Like it still goes with what we got going on.
So I probably will not do this on camera because we really have been going long. But all these pieces that I'm getting this like white dry brush on, I'll just run some clear wax over it so that way I know it's all the way sealed, but nothing crazy because this white that I'm using has a built-in sealer. So everywhere this is touching has sealer on it, which is really going to simplify the process here.
All right.
Oh, you know what? This was a little bit cracked. Where's that paint? Sorry, where's that glue right there?
Oh.
Remember this had like a little crack right there?
Are you going to fix it?
Yeah, I'm going to glue it and then I'll white dry brush over it. That's unfortunate.
It's got a long, you know why you didn't notice that you painted the whole thing? Is because it's pretty sturdy. It's got a wire up in the middle of that.
Yeah, I'm just going to shove some glue down in there just for extra sturdybility.
Sturdybility.
It's a word. I made it up.
Oop. Got so vigorous I threw my brush.
Don't be throwing things. All right. I need a damp paper towel, maybe. But I got a washcloth somewhere. Magic eraser, that'll do. I just want to wipe off the excess glue here. You can't even see the glue. I'll dry brush over it. It probably didn't need that, but I knew that it needed it, so I couldn't send it out into the world without that.
Yeah, it's good to help things out as much as we can.
Especially since this is already sold, so I want to make sure.
The feet on this are cast iron on the bottom.
That's a serious situation there. That does not look pretty.
Nope.
It's just, I know that it will look pretty, but people are probably
Just give it a
watching
minute. The people at home watching are like, what just happened?
I just want them to know that I do know that that's not pretty. All right. But it will be pretty when it's finished. Here's my mix match candlestick set. Bring that in close. These are all done. I'm
They
going to
look
open them
matchy now.
They are matching. Okay, salt wash.
All right, I'm gonna go take this outside to dry. Can you clear me an area? I'm gonna put that transfer on that tin.
Oh yeah, I can start moving stuff. Everything that's done.
This has been kind of fun, this marathon painting. We usually do this and we're like changing the camera angle 1,000 times and telling everybody all the steps. Did we miss a step? Did we not tell them something? And I feel like we've gotten a lot of information about painting thrifted decor. The thrift flip is real today. All right.
Oh, I'm going to white dry brush those piggies before I start salt washing.
Okay.
So I can just I need to get all my white dry brushing.
Those are going to be good. They have a ton of detail on them. I'm running this outside.
Okay, move on. The Jesus statues. There was something else I was going to white dry brush. I can't remember what. Oh, also Zeb's candlestick. I'll ask him if he wants. This is the one we did on Saturday. Gotta get the finish. Oh my gosh, it's been 2 hours. Zeb, it's been 2 hours. Gotta fix the camera. Oh, I don't know how to fix it. So your dad always does it.
I'll fix it. I'm coming.
Okay. It's brighter now. Good thing I flipped this over. You missed a bunch of spots.
Oh, those were tough to paint.
Yeah, they got a lot of detail. I'm just filling in.
Are you gonna white dry?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you wanted me to. I was waiting.
Yeah, do it.
Do it. This little piggy went to the market.
We always have a theme when we do these mass paintings. All right, okay, this is the top. I always do this backwards. There's hooks on the back here. So this end is the top. We're going to get this transfer on here.
Here's this little piggy is getting cried wee, wee, wee all the way home.
So this might be a big ask because this is not even. I think I can get it.
I believe in you, Seth.
It's like textured. There's the stick.
I didn't clear a spot. I did.
Well, you put something else in there. That's all right. I moved it.
Happens.
Okay.
Did you fix the piggy's ear? Or is it just wet there?
Might just be
I thought
wet.
maybe you had paper clay on it. Oh, this one's cute. There's a little piggy on the lap.
All right. So I'm trying to find a good color that'll go. I think I want some darker. That one would be good, I think. The red.
I like that one.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
This is half of my June.
Oh, well. I was just telling my opinion. You can do what you want.
I like it. I like the red in there. I think it goes well. It's got the creamy colors that are pulling from the sandy blonde.
Just over here, dry brush.
I'm going to use a small portion of this, but you could use this transfer probably 4 or 5 different ways. It's got this all listed down here on what flowers are in here.
There are some naked cherubs, so just be aware. Disclaimer.
It's contemporary art.
I teased because Debbie did a project with them, and I was like, you better cover those little things up. She did.
It can tempt you.
It can tempt you. That's a funny joke.
It's
all right.
A joke that Aaron and I have been saying since we were teenagers in art class.
Aaron's his cousin that he went to high school with, and they were like 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah, we had some wild times, I'll tell you that.
All right.
So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it square down here instead of trying to fit it perfectly in there. And then I'm just going to stick down. Oh no, we're out of scissors. I'm just going to stick down the inside. Can I use the sheep hoof shears to cut this?
I thought you told me I wasn't allowed to use those.
Whoa.
I am not allowed, but you are.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're using.
I have scissors.
All right. I'm going to dry brush
So
Zeb's
right
candlestick.
there, cutting down the grid. That one should turn out cool because it crackled up real good.
It's got a good crack.
Yeah, I heat gunned that and it crackled up with the salt wash. And the color on this is a mix of white swan and little black dress.
So my question is, I'm going to salt wash the tea kettle that I put the TEA on. What color should I salt wash it? Should I do, I was thinking Farm Fresh. It's a color we haven't used yet today. In these 2 hours we've been thrift marathoning.
Okay.
What do you use to clean the paint off your hands? Soap and water. Sometimes
most of the products we use are water based.
This paint with the built-in sealer,
it doesn't come off as well.
I soak in the pool. You should wear gloves if you're really worried about it. I have, in desperation, because I was going to church and I want to take some of it off, use nail polish remover, but I don't suggest that. That's not really good for your skin. You can use like Vaseline and gloves sometimes. That'll help take it off. But just soap and water. I just pretty much always have paint on my hands. Anybody else here paint that always has paint on their hands? People always say, oh, what are you painting? And when I'm at the store and I'm like, I don't know, what am I not painting? That might be easier to tell you.
Well, currently we're painting walls and everything.
True
furniture,
story.
thrift clips.
Candlesticks, piggies.
Hopefully that's not too loud and crinkly. I'm just trying to break this around the edge. We didn't even paint the medallion this came with.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you painted? You did that while I wasn't looking.
Boy, you know I'm fast.
Missed it.
All right. If you guys recall what this looked like, it had like this weird tile mosaic 1995 thing. And now it's gone back to at least the Victorian rustic Italian period. I just made that up. Okay. I'm going to dry the sandy blonde. But we still have, do we decide Farm Fresh and salt wash for my tea kettle?
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
I'm going to do salt wash on this because it was decoupage and I put the word tea on there.
Oh, we're back up over 700.
Woot woot,
People are
713.
back to see how we're finishing this off.
Julie said I'm a paint ninja. It's true.
She is. She really is.
It is. Julie, you're not wrong.
The uneven surface on this is making this more difficult.
Is that the right direction? Are you sure?
Yes. You made me question it.
Somebody asked in the comments. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to heat gun this and then I'm going to wet distress it. Oh, is that the cloth you've been using for wet distress?
Yeah, you might want to rinse it. Oh, no, it should work. It might need more water. It's kind of getting dried out.
I'm just using it on this, which it has sandy blonde on it, so it's okay. I'm just going to wet distress back some of the original color on my medallion here. Then I'll heat gun it and then do a white dry brush.
Whoops, got some transfer stuck to my finger somehow.
Caitlin says, y'all are still live. It's our longest live ever. I was like, Caitlin, we are going to be live until
we told
all
the people
the stuff
we
is
would.
done.
Dinner might be a little late tonight.
Jenny has been patiently waiting for these items in the shop to ship them. So I gotta get them done. Once we get moved, I probably will likely
I'll just take everything over there.
I'm going to teach
and then we'll paint it as
them
we can.
how to paint. And I might just separate and be like base coat, base coat, base coat. Because we have a lot of gals that can paint for us. We just don't have the space.
That turned out cool.
Oh, they said the gray base would look good with IOD on it. What do you think?
The gray base?
The base.
Oh, vase. It's pretty busy. I don't know.
Or no, maybe they're talking about the big one. The urn situation? I don't think so.
Oh, the one I just painted? That one's pretty busy too. I try to use IOD on like plain things.
That's cool. I really like that. You know what I think that needs though? I think it needs white wax.
White wax on this?
Mm-hmm. Because
on the whole thing, even over the transfer?
I would clear wax the transfer and white wax everything else. And I say that because the dark that's on there is already bringing that dark out. So the white wax will just like tone back the sandy blonde and add an extra level of dimension.
All right, where's the clear?
Or you can just do a white dry brush because that's what I'm doing today.
Why don't you white dry brush? Because that's your forte.
Okay, I'll do it.
And I'm going to
For
go.
you.
I got stuff out there I need to do. 2 things.
Oh, well, I got salt wash to do, but maybe I'll let you
We still
salt
haven't
wash.
painted that big white urn in the back.
Holy moly. All right.
Those are going to be easy, though, because I think since you got that base coated, we'll just drippy finish. You know what? Maybe I should bring that outside and make sure it's dry.
Yeah, because it is taking a little bit longer for things to dry in
It's got
here.
a lot of, well, I may or may not have cranked the AC way down because I was getting a little sweaty.
Oh, I'm like, I am totally sweaty, but I think it's this heat gun. Okay, so I'm just dry brushing the medallion. This originally came in the middle of this. We separated them to create 2 different decor items. And this is just like wall decor. Zeb's going to have to figure out how he's going to put a hanger on here. Zeb, how are you going to put a hanger on this wall medallion? Have you thought about that?
Construction adhesive.
Construction.
I mean, that's how it was hanging on that other thing.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah, there we go. That one's.
I'm going to put this back here to let it cool. It dried a little bit, but it's hot.
I'm going to rub us off a little bit.
Here, why don't you finish this? This might need a little heat gun because it was in the sink. Are you going to dark wax that? What are you doing on that?
I don't know. I thought you wanted me to white dry brush this.
All these things. You get after it.
Okay. I think this needs another coat of paint. How about that?
Yeah. I'm going to consolidate a couple things over here. It'll take just a minute. I'm going to put the air dry clay back in here.
Odelia, are all the children still alive? Redrick doesn't want to be quiet. Oh, sorry, Redrick.
You guys could go swim in the pool.
Yeah. See if maybe you can get Grandma to watch you in the pool.
Oh, he says no.
No.
It's shady on the back end now.
Oh, they want to.
Oh, Cooper and his friends
wants to come over with his friends. There's a boy. Should we let him come over?
What do you guys think?
Is Cooper watching us?
Cooper watches our channel.
Oh, we like Cooper, in case you're wondering. He's a nice kid. And he plays football for Lehigh, which makes him basically a celebrity around here. All right, that looks good. They can come over. They can just go around.
You can just let him in the side gate.
You can just go around the side gate. It'll be all right.
We're mic'd up. They won't be too loud.
But I'm not buying pizza for everybody, so tell him BYOF, bring your own food. Especially if he's bringing half the football team with him. All right, I'm going to dry brush this real quick. Well, I think that looks good. What do you think, Zeb? I guess it's too late now.
Yeah, can you scooch it just a little bit?
I still haven't salt washed this.
We'll get it salt washed in a minute. Okay, so remember I told you I was going to heavy distress this? Here it comes. And then we're going to drip white over it.
Oh, you know what? Okay, good. I was like, oh, is it going all? No, it's just going through to the blue.
Nope,
That's the nice thing about having the
the
sealer
blue.
in that paint is it just.
I set it outside on a hot day. It's 91 out there and sunny. And it's doing magical things with this paint. It's drying it so fast. If you weren't a fan of wet distress, maybe I'll win you over today. It's my favorite thing.
Or maybe you'll stop following us and be like, I can't watch this anymore. They wet distress and white dry brush everything. Look away.
Maybe that. I'm not going to worry about this too much. I'm hoping whoever the end user is puts something cool in here. It would look really good with like a boxwood topiary.
Oh, that would look cool. So what were you going to do over that?
White drippy.
Wax or white drippy?
White drippy.
Okay, I like it. This is where we're at with the, oh, that does look good. I am good. I'm also very humble. So
maybe, do we need to sand that a little bit? It looks like it's like newly added sticker.
Oh, yeah, the transfer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do we have any? Oh, Delia, would you go see if there's 220 in Dad's toolbox in the garage?
There is in the top drawer of my black toolbox.
Not 80, not 60. I need 220. If you don't know what 220 is, that's just the grit of the sandpaper. The higher the number, the finer the sandpaper.
This just got super weathered and grungy. It reminds me of like the color that's coming through, like an old 50 styles car pickup that got painted over, and then the old paint wasn't as tough, or the new paint wasn't as tough as the old paint, and it's showing back through.
Nobody does grunge like you, sweetie.
No, I don't know about that. You're pretty good.
We're gonna. This is gonna need. Were we gonna paint sandy blonde on the other side of it?
I almost got an old Ford tractor just for the sake of painting it and putting it at the church for people to take pictures with.
Thanks, Odelia.
What do you guys think?
Don't tell them yes. We don't need a tractor. We have a boat. We have a golf cart. We're running out of space. My mom's like, you can't get any more toys, and I'm like, well, Seb would also like an ATV.
I have many things I want. I've wanted one of those for 40 years, like since I first saw
For
one.
40 years? For
Since
your
I
whole
first
life?
saw a three-wheeler when I was like 1 year old.
Since you came out of the womb?
Yeah. I was like, man, I could really go for one of those. And I still don't have one yet, so, and have never owned
wrong
one.
brush. Wrong color.
I've never owned one, so I feel like I'm pretty good at holding out.
Well, because it's really not hard to hold out when you're broke as a joke, which has been most of our life. It occasionally still happens. Thank goodness for Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. And anything on the side of the road with a for sale sign or free.
All right. I think that's grungy enough. I love it. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can appreciate it close up. We'll see if the camera will focus like it didn't do last time.
I'm painting the back because you can see it when it's
Oh,
up
yeah.
against the
This
wall.
is going to look so much better zoomed in. Look at that. Oh, yes.
Nancy says, yes, on tractor, write it off as a business expense.
I don't even need it to be running. It's just so it can sit out there. People can take pictures on it. Okay, guys.
Oh, that's good. That is good. Would you make salt wash for me?
Yeah, what do you need?
A farm fresh and salt wash. Because I'm going to finish up this ceiling tile. I decided to go ahead and paint the back of it, and then I'll white dry brush it.
We didn't open the Farm Fresh yet, did we?
This is not White Swan. I have White Linen, which is a new Jamie Ray vintage paint by DIY, and it has a built-in top coat. And it's a bright, bright white. It's the whitest white you can get from DIY. And you can buy it at jamierayvintage.com.
These scissors are going multi-use tool.
The tan color I'm using is called Sandy Blonde. It's a really great neutral, and we've used it on quite a few things today. When we're all done, we'll line it all up.
I can't believe we haven't even used salt wash yet. I'm going to have to use some. I got another urn outside. Jamie's got this here.
Oh my
Can
gosh,
you pass
that
me the
urn
color?
outside, you better get that painted.
I know, I got to get going.
You know what? Just use Farm Fresh and salt wash on that too.
Yep, I'll make a lot.
Okay. Oh, Roseanne says she has her cart open and just needed to know what color. Woot woot. And Diane says, yes, tractor for the church. What he's not telling you is he would like a tractor also because this year we bought some property here in Utah that we want to develop and put like a little cottage on. Because why not? And he needs
That's
a tractor for
that's
that.
like a 10-year goal though.
It started out as 5 years. Now it's moving to 10 years.
Well, you know, I could probably spend the next 5 years fixing things at the church still.
That's true.
It's a 130-year-old building and it's not small. Okay, salt wash.
So shabby, the reason why the paints are not as thick as regular DIY is because it's a mineral, not a clay-based paint. And it has the self-leveling and built-in sealer. So it's just a completely different paint. So it takes a few more coats, but doesn't require a top coat. So in the end, it kind of all winds up being the same amount of work, if that makes sense. And we just wanted to create something because I know it's crazy, but not everybody likes DIY paint because it's too thick. It doesn't self-level. You have to put a top coat. And so when we were working with Debbie to create this product, we wanted something that was completely different. And that's why.
Yeah. And it definitely has its different uses. Like for a base coat, it's amazing. I base coated this with the Cottage colors, and it's only been on there, what, an hour? And it didn't come off when I wiped it with a wet rag, and we were able to get this really great two-tone.
735 between Facebook and
All right.
YouTube.
They're all coming in to see the finished project.
We've been live for 2 hours and 24 minutes.
That's
When
all
is the
right.
church opening? Hopefully by the beginning of August.
September 15th and
Is the grand
16th are the grand opening.
But we will open before then. We're just going to not do the grand opening for a little bit, give us time to get our feet wet, so to speak.
Work the kinks out before we have to have a bunch of people come.
Yeah, if we're going to have people coming from out of state, we got to.
And I'm going to be building displays like crazy. Like we've never had a space this big, so we might rearrange several times before the grand opening happens.
Well, when Debbie shows up, it'll get rearranged. She's really good at visual display, so she comes and helps me with that.
Is she planning on coming?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't she have the retreat with Kanice?
The weekend before.
She travels like crazy.
She's my home girl. She's gonna be here. I'm white dry brushing the back of it. It's not really necessary, but I just want it to kind of look like the front. Oh, sorry, sweetie.
You're good.
All right.
Okay, I think I've got enough. Here's quite a bit of salt wash. I'm gonna do my drippies. Hey boys, what you doing? What's up, Rex? I don't know. You guys can see him behind the counter. He's tall enough he can put his nose on the table and look intently at your food. He won't get it.
Oh, he did. Remember he got my pizza.
Well, that was your pizza. You were outside. That's where he lives. That's his space.
He ate my pizza. I'm just distressing this transfer before we seal it. Oh, I'm gonna distress it right there. That's his little. We're censoring the cherub with sandpaper. There we go.
I was gonna put a little flour over him.
No need. 220 took care of that situation.
Okay, there's some salt wash. It's pretty thick. If we need more, I went pretty much 1-to-1. If we need more farm fresh to get it moving, we can. Okay, all right. Focus up. I lost my train of thought.
All right, this is done except for clear wax.
Cody and Rex came in, and I'm like, oh, I want to throw a ball for you guys.
It's all right. We're going to be ready soon to throw a ball. Okay,
is this white? Do you need this for anything else, or can I get this wet?
No.
No, I can't.
I have to second coat this space, and then we can put
I'll get a different brush. I'll wash this brush out. Oh, you know what? I'll do the white swan.
They must be coming over because I can hear the floaties being aired up outside. This is like coat number 3. But again, this is a built-in sealer. So when this one dries, I'm going to distress it and then put a transfer on it and seal the transfer. Done. Renee has to go home. Well, you do live there, Renee. She's been at work watching us. You can leave it on your phone and just listen to us while you drive home.
That's what I do when I'm listening to like Debbie. Debbie does like a bunch of stuff for the retailers. She goes live for them, and I watch those while I'm driving. But I don't actually watch. It's just the sound. Okay. Right. So
which transfer? This is getting the lemon transfer because that's part of our IOD sale. I haven't dropped that link in a while. Let me see if I can. Oh,
please no.
I didn't mess it up. Zeb doesn't like me to touch stuff.
Mike, we're almost to the end here. We've made it over 2 hours. Okay, so I've got wet brush. It's soaking wet in water. Full dip with what's left in my can, so about 1 inch. And I'm just going to go around the top here.
Oh, metallic. Are you talking about that tile? Do you want to put metallic on the tiles then?
I think I'm good on that. I think I'm good. I think that's got enough going on. It's got a lot of detail on it, and then we IOD'd.
You just never know because guess what? This ain't making it to the shop till tomorrow.
Okay.
I have been known to wake up first thing in the morning and look at my stuff and be like, oh, this just needs this. Zeb will get out of bed and be like, what are you doing? He's like, don't worry about it.
All right. So I have not re-dipped in the paint. I just dipped in the water. This is very thin, so it does dry, kind of just looking like it's oxidized more. Still just dipping in the water. Then we're going to come back on top because it looks like a tulip. This is a little messy, so it's a good thing it's coming in at the end of this.
Yeah, once you start getting water everywhere, it's like time to be done. Although I still got to salt wash some things. Those actually, I'm not going to lie, the salt washed items, they might not get finished because salt wash does take a while to dry, and it would just be easier to get them salt washed and then come back and do those other layers. And while I do love y'all, I feel like a 5-hour live might be a little excessive.
I don't know if anyone's going to make it that whole time.
I don't know that
except for us.
I don't know that our kids will make it. Well, because I'd have to step away from the camera while it dried. It'd be like, okay, we'll be back. I should have salt washed first. I know better.
Every now and then I do a little brushing because the runs they look too intentional. I'm going to run it off in various places. Let it run around the base. Can you guys see that running on the base? I don't know. At this point, I've only dipped my brush in the paint once, and I've been adding more water.
Where's my just sandpaper? Did you move that? Oh, it's over there. Can you hand it to me?
Yep.
So this had gold on it. And so by distressing it, I'm just bringing back that gold that was on the numbers. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're thrifting, that you need to work with your piece and try to find ways to work with whatever color is existing if you can, because then you get that extra layer without a lot of extra work.
All right, I'm going to take this back outside, and then we'll see what it looks like.
Would you bring in the thing that needs to be salt washed?
Yep, I'm going to salt wash it here in just a sec. Jack, can you open that door? Thanks, buddy.
Here's my clock.
You're the little behind the scenes kid.
So this just needs some clear wax and the hands put back on. I wasn't going to clear wax a bunch of stuff, but I think this will be good for me to show you the contrast, because the weathered wood is going to get a lot darker when we clear wax because it dries lighter. So once you wax, that's your last step. You don't typically want to paint or seal over the wax.
Are you going to drippy this with Farm Fresh?
You can if you want to.
Oh.
I just did that base coat for you.
Oh.
The urns are your domain.
I see. Well, I was going to heavy wet distress that. Where's the rag at?
Remember that I painted it with, no, I used white swan, so you can.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. That turned out pretty darn cute. Okay, so this, what do I got next? This needs to dry some more. The salt wash, did you make that for me? You did, huh?
Yep.
Okay, here's
all right, this is really wet. I've got a lot of work to do on this. Normally I do damp, dry, or wet distress, damp, dry, damp, wet distress. But this one is, I want to go heavy on it.
I got a little knob from the shop because this one was missing the knob. Oh, Deanna loves how I painted the clock. She says her first time buying something that I hadn't already painted.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to have you cut this screw down.
Okay, but probably not right now.
Nope, not on the live video.
Just show them what it's going to look like. We'll just set it on there once you're done.
Yeah, and I love to white wax this cast iron because it ages it. Okay, do we have a brush I can use with the, is this one clean? That looks clean. Okay, so I've got Farm Fresh and Salt Wash. This I put the word T on, and I'm coming in with the Salt Wash over the top. This brush was a little damp. I think this is the one you did the white.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
It's all right. It's working. So what I'll do is I'll let this dry, and then I'll come back with either a white dry brush or a white wax and bring out all the detail. And then where it says T is going to pop.
So added bonus, this had some weathered wood wet distress going on, and it's adding some gray to this.
Nice. I love it when there's a bonus situation happening. Yeah, I think this would be really cute with something planted in it. I am going to finish the top just in case somebody wants the lid, but it would be cute without the lid. And somebody already painted this, by the way. If it hadn't been painted already, I probably would not have painted it, but it's already been done. It may actually take 2 coats of salt wash to really hide this decoupage situation that they got going on here.
So I know we're doing a lot of decor pieces, but you can use these same effects on large pieces of furniture.
Yeah.
And get pretty much same results. So if you had like a big armoire or something and you wanted it to get texture like this kind of has here, you just salt wash it with a gray salt wash, and then you paint white over it, and then you wet distress that back, and you've got that texture on there.
Yeah, it's definitely, especially since this brush is wet, it's going to need 2 coats.
I would say set it outside. It's drying so fast in that sun.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to heat gun it.
Okay.
There's something else I need to salt wash. Oh, your big urn.
Yeah, my big urn. Set it outside while we do the urn.
Okay, but I can't open the door.
Are we going to really? We're going to be off camera for just a sec.
No, I got it.
You got it? Oh, she slid her hand through the handle. Brilliant. All right, we're getting there. This has been a lot to wet distress. There's so much texture on this. I think it's fiberglass.
Yeah, it is fiberglass. Okay, you wanted me to salt wash this? Oh, that's attached?
Yeah, it's attached. I would just leave it on there like that. Go heavy around my fleur-de-lis because they kind of, the sun was intense and they kind of raised up off of there.
Okay, the problem is that I'm short, so
well,
I'll do what I can.
If you paint the bottom half, I'll paint the top half.
Okay. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right, Farm Fresh.
So salt wash is a paint additive you could add to the DIY paint. You can add it to milk paint, to the Cottage colors, really any paint. And it just adds texture as well as just makes the paint stick like crazy. Sorry, that was kind of loud in my mic, I'm sure. Tina says, Dorito chips with cottage cheese is my dinner. Zeb loves to eat.
Oh, that's like my favorite snack.
Ruffles and cottage cheese.
Oh, we're black again. That means we're
3 hours?
2.5.
No, I think, yeah, 2.5 hours. Holy moly, this has been the marathon
We
of
called
all
it.
paint marathons.
We called it that. Hopefully it's been enjoyable.
It'll be like when I put those ASMR videos on, I really like the long
By
ones.
tomorrow, I'm not going to have anything to talk about for Waste Not Wednesday because I've got it all out of my system.
Oh, I'm sure we'll find new stuff to talk about. I just can't believe how much we thought we were going to get painted in a short amount of time.
Okay, so I'm just going to use the water that I had the White Swan DIY paint in because why not? It's not going to hurt anything. And dip about, an inch or so. Dip it in the water. Then, whoops.
We got another.
Delete. This is a bigger piece, so I might do a couple of dips on here. Right there. Get some around there. Over here on the top of this.
This is really making a lot of noise when I salt wash it.
It's okay. It's not that loud.
It's the rattly lid situation. If you're seeing stuff drip off my brush, it's because I've used this for a wash and I just picked it up to do the salt wash. It doesn't normally drip like that. What the heck are the dogs barking at?
Cooper's here.
Oh. Cooper.
Cody is letting him know that that's her Rhodelia.
Back of his flatbed truck, there's a big old American flag on it.
I love it.
He was ready for the 4th.
There's a reason I let him come over.
He's a good kid. All right. Am I halfway done with salt washing this giant thing? Tell me I'm halfway done.
Yeah, about half. Now we might, that's looking,
Phyllis says replay. This is not the replay. We're still live.
We are still live, Phyllis. We have been live for a long time. We were doing a marathon paint. We had some big pieces to get done that could have been a whole video by themselves and a bunch of small pieces, and we're like, let's do a marathon.
Actually, if we would have tried to do this in an edited video, it would have taken forever to edit it.
We just still have been painting it.
I know, because we're still painting.
So I did about 3 dips in the Farm Fresh, and now I'm just getting my brush in here.
Kathy says she can't wait to watch the playback. I don't know. It's been real, Kathy.
There's so many tips and tricks in this. Like, you could probably go through and watch it a few times and pick a bunch of stuff up, because I don't even remember what all we talked about.
Aren't you glad you had that apple juice to hype you up?
I needed it. Man, yesterday's party all day at the lake I was ready for an afternoon nap, I'll tell you that.
You know, when you do this much stuff, it really makes you think the next time you're thrifting, do I really want to paint that? I've always been really good about if I buy it and it needs to be painted, I make myself paint it even if I don't want to. I know a lot of people in the business will have like clearances of stuff that they bought to paint and never got to. But I always force myself to paint it because then it makes you more selective.
Also, we've had the one storage unit for like 3 months, and that's it.
Yeah, we don't want to have storage units full of stuff, so we gotta do it.
And we emptied it out like pretty quickly.
Unless you're really good and sell a lot of stuff, if you have a bunch of storage units, it's really hard to make a profit because you spend so much money paying for the storage unit that you don't get your money back. And then every time you have to move something or whatever, that's time and money, man. Oops, sorry. Steph, can you hold the top of that for me? Oh, that's so much better. This is already better. That faux rust finish.
That's like the rule of the 3-legged stool.
I'm using the camera screen to find empty spots that I missed. And it's okay if it's on full coverage because Zeb's going to do some wash over the top of it.
Are we going to get to that?
I don't know.
May as well. I'll go put it out in the sun.
Can you bring me back my little teapot?
Yep.
Because I got a second coat that. I almost got salt wash on my face.
It's not the first time.
No, I probably won't be the last either. What did I had grass or something on my face this morning?
You had like a piece of weed you'd been weeding so feverishly that you had weed on your cheek, like right here.
Weeds, not weed. I didn't have weed on my face. I had weeds.
It was a weed.
The weed I guess weed grows in the ground. I was gonna say the kind that grows in the ground, but the kind that's growing in my garden. Well, I don't think that sounds any better. Well, you know what I mean. All right, you can do the top of that one.
Invasive weed.
It's all invasive. Do you no longer accept backdoor offerings? We aren't really right now because we have a lot of stuff. We actually have like 3 boxes somebody mailed to us that we're going to use in next week's thrift haul, but we're trying not to. Oh, Phyllis says the notification said it was posted 2 hours ago. Phyllis, that's because we've been live for 2 hours and 42 minutes on this paint marathon.
We normally only go live an hour. We're pretty good about that rule. And proof's in the pudding. We had trolls after the hour mark. Well,
it's funny because people always ask us, why don't you go longer? I think after this marathon, they might say, let's just keep it to an hour, people.
Hour-long projects. All right, so I'm going to tip. I got excess water on here. I'm going to have to really clean the island. This is not a waterproof. Like, it doesn't have a plastic liner on this. All right, well, I think I almost want to do like a copper wash. What do you think?
I think that would be good. I would actually do more like a copper dry brush technique, but let's put that outside to dry.
Yeah, it needs to dry.
Can you put it on the back though? Because I don't want you to drip all the way across.
All right.
It might get loud. People are in the pool.
Oh, Cody, back again. You protected Odelia and you're back now. He's okay. All right.
Can you do the top of that one?
Yes.
I need to second coat this because I used your wet. I'll let you have it. You can do the top and then I'll finish this teapot.
All right. I see you stippled. I'm gonna brush for speed.
And then you're gonna stipple?
And then I'll stipple.
So what you can do with salt wash if you want to get it on is just like brush it and then come back and texturize it. I probably should have done that. I was doing a lot of pouncing.
It's already drying. It's warm, even in here.
That is a big urn. You could fit like how many family members in this?
Oh, you know why it's probably drying? Because I had it outside in the sun.
Why?
And the metal was warm.
Oh, yeah, because of the fleur-de-lis.
Yeah.
So if you guys are just tuning in, you probably can't see it, but on the tippy top of this is where it had these ugly handles, and then we took them off on Saturday night, and there were these holes. So instead of like lamenting over how we were going to cover the holes, we just put IOD fleur-de-lis molds over the top, covered them like a champ, and added some fun detail. So maybe Zebel, can you show him that when you're done? You can just angle it.
It's right here. They can see it in the front.
No, they can't.
Oh, is it too far? Oh.
The urn is too big.
It's too huge. Can't even see what I'm doing up there. Well, I painted the top and missed some. Can I have that brush back from you? All right, there you can see the fleur-de-lis.
Just a minute.
It's right there.
Okay. You want to fix that, and then I'll finish this teapot?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to run this outside. I don't know that this is going to
Phoebe says, I know you guys are way too busy, but a monthly painting, crafting marathon would be so cool. Maybe we'll do it. We'll see if we can fit that in. Oh, I love
Share this with all your friends. If it gets tons and tons of views, we'll try again.
Phyllis says, wow, that explains it, why it came 2 hours ago and we're still live.
All right.
We have had so much stuff to paint, Phyllis, but we've been making it happen.
Oh, I need a second coat on this.
Okay, that paint is right there.
Yeah. Don't let me forget it.
I won't.
I'm going to run this outside real quick, though.
You want to take
I'm going to open the door first.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. And then the teapot needs to go outside, too.
Cody, stay inside. You're doing good. He's awfully nervous. There's a lot of people here.
He's like, Mom and Dad have been live. There's people in the pool. Is it just Cooper out there, or did he bring friends in the truck?
I think it's just Cooper and our kids right now.
I always have to tell the boys, be careful, because they like to roughhouse with Cooper.
All right. This is kind of heavy.
It's kind of ginormous. Okay, if you're just tuning in, this had a not so great floral decoupage. It didn't look bad on camera, but I promise in real life it wasn't great. And so I just did some letters on it with the Victorian letters, and it says T. And I did salt wash to cover up the decoupage, and then we're going to, I think, white dry brush and liquid seal it. Can you put this out there too, sweetie?
Yep. Where's the lid?
Right here.
What do we have to finish up? Do we need to seal your white box back there?
I can. We need to dark wax that pink base from Saturday.
This.
All right. There you go.
We got about 20 minutes to the 3-hour mark.
And then we probably should be done after that.
Then I'm going to need dinner.
Yeah. I think we're going to have leftover tacos. I can't touch this because my hands are dirty. We're second coating this handle. This color is like bohemian blue and vintage linen and haint blue and white linen. Or sorry, not vintage linen, vintage mint and white linen. It's okay if you get a little on the actual stick rolling pin, whatever this is called. I've been on here too long. I probably now have blue under my armpit because you can just sand it off. Like because my hands are so dirty.
I'll sand it.
I'm trying not to.
You're going to do it on your shirt.
I think I might have. Well, here, take it from me.
That's so weird to say. Sometimes
you got to hold things at weird angles because you have no clean fingers after painting for almost 3 hours. Maybe I should wash my hands. We have to put the lemon transfer on the stool and sand it.
Painting haze.
It's not going to get all the paint off, but it will get some of the paint off.
Well, before we go, we're going to have to come in here and show them all the stuff we finished and move some paint for the end of the video. That way they didn't watch all this time and they don't get to see most of it done. I feel like I need to start picking some stuff up.
All right.
Let's see. Salt wash. Are we going to need the salt wash anymore?
I'm going to move the June transfer so it doesn't get ruined because we're done with it.
Oh, that's a good call. That's a lot of transfer left.
All right.
All right. I'm just putting lids on paint.
I think I've said all right like 80 times.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Sound like Matthew McConaughey.
Lydia brought you all
Do you want to put this outside, sweetie?
Yeah, I can.
Because that'll be dry in like 5 minutes outside, and then we can
Do
put
you
the
need to dry brush this?
I was gonna use
or dark
wax on that. Can you do that?
That's a good call, yeah.
And we need to dark wax this. So if we get the dark wax out, we can do those two things. I can start clear waxing Jesus here.
All right.
Where's my wax brush? You know what I'm going to do? This has a lot of detail on it. You don't always have to use a wax brush. This is the new pointy sister, the PS10. And sometimes when you're waxing something that's really detailed, brushes like this can come in handy. You do have to clean off all the wax before you use it for paint, or just dedicate it to be a wax brush. But if you've ever tried to wax something that's super detailed and you can't, if you get a detailed brush, you can.
This was a good day to do this. It's very hot outside and everything's drying.
It's going to be so hot all week. I told them about using a regular paintbrush to wax detailed stuff like this. Because now it's going to get in all the cracks.
Did you need me to dark wax this too?
Yes, please.
Okay, and it's already got sealer on it because of the paint.
So the white won't really change in color because I use the white linen, but this weathered wood is really going to darken up and you'll get more of a contrast between the weathered wood and the white dry brush.
All right, so dark wax going on this. I'm going to do the whole thing, not just the detail.
Okay. Yeah, I would. And this pink is the vintage pink. It already has a built-in top coat, so we should be able to get most of that off. I'd work in small sections though. There's a paper towel over there if you need it, or you can grab a rag.
Found another lid. Needs to go on that.
Oh my gosh, this is so much easier with a detailed brush. Also, if I would have painted this with a pointy sister, that also would have been easier to get all the detail.
This is dry on my cloth. If you go wet, sometimes it really mushes the wax around.
Ta-da. Okay, one.
I may need a brush. Oh, I was like, where is this green coming from? There's some Farm Fresh wax or salt wash right there. If
you guys have been watching since the beginning, these were painted with French millinery.
That would be crazy. Comment below if you've watched this entire thing through and been with us the whole time. That would be awesome. You guys are troopers.
French millinery with the white linen dry brush on my little piggy bookends here. And a little bit of the original color is peeking through, which I like. But look how cute that is. And it probably looks gray on camera, but it is like a lavendery purple. Carl Schaefer has, and so has Lori, Valentina, D. Barb, Colleen. She went to the store and came back. Jay and Lori, Cool Cakes. Tammy has been here.
That's awesome.
You guys are troopers. I've been here since the beginning too, though.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm here painting stuff.
I had to kind of move over. There's a lot of salt wash and farm.
There is no way that I could have got the wax in all this detail with a regular wax brush. Especially these piggies. You weren't kidding. These piggies, they have a lot of detail. Okay.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but pink and brown go so well together.
It's like a very grown-up dirty pink. These don't really need a lot of sealer on them because the white that's on here for the dry brush had the built-in, so the clear wax just kind of seals the weathered wood. And then tomorrow I'll buff these. I'm going to do this box because it's going to be pretty. Vicki says, what's going on? What's going on, Vicki, is that for 2 hours and 53 minutes, we have been painting. It's our Paint-a-Palooza.
Paint marathon. I didn't realize we'd had this many things like this.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of things.
All right. Check out what the dark wax did to this. It's even sitting in some of the creases that was in. It's a cement planter.
No,
and then Jamie put an IOD from the Cameo And then what are the flowers from? Those are from the new mold.
Oh, they're from the farmer's market one.
The farmer's market mold.
So I'm just distressing this a little bit to bring back some of the wood. I think it'll look good. As I'm painting it, I'm like, you know what this needs? Or while I'm waxing it.
All right, more dark wax going on over here. Jamie added.
Ooh.
What'd you do?
It's going to get some blue detail on the top.
Maybe add a little in a couple other places.
Well, it's on my brush now, so.
That salt wash is getting everywhere.
It's all right. It actually looks good. It's going to look a little bit patinaed. All right. Jamie Ray Vintage. I went to the sale twice. You get 2 tries for free. Woo woot. I'm so glad you shopped the sale twice, Candy.
It's the best deal going for IOD that we've ever done. Like, we've done a few sales for them, but usually it's only 20% off. This BOGO sale is pretty huge.
Yeah. It's a good time of year for us to do this because summer is typically slow in our industry, so it kind of keeps things moving. And since we've been spending so much money on the church, I'm like, yes, a BOGO sale is in order. Thank you, IOD. Oh, there was a troll. Oh, we do not want a naked fun dating site. Block user. Thanks, guys. It's not that kind of crowd, troll.
So just wiping this back again with the dry paper towel. Any dry towel will do. And this was plastic. I'm gonna come show you guys this up close. It's crazy. What a little paint and a little dark wax and an IOD mold can do.
Oh, this is your candlestick from Saturday or 2 weeks ago Saturday?
Yeah, it needed more. Like it needed, there you go.
Well, you can dark wax it too if you want to. I'm like, I needed more while I'm waxing it, so the only thing works. The only thing you can add to it is some dark wax if you feel like it needs it after I'm done. I actually think the wax helped that out a lot. Okay.
Let me show you the texture up close. Just a little plastic planter painted.
That
IOD
turned out
mold.
so good. It does have a little bit of white paint, so when I'm not live, I'll like just scrape it off because it doesn't stick to that kind of plastic, so you can just.
Are we dark waxing this?
What? Sure.
I'm just gonna go.
You want to clear wax it first? You're gonna just do straight dark wax.
You dry brushed it with the Cottage color, right?
Yeah, so that should help. Give it some resist. Are you going to do dark wax on your big tile, or are we just gonna
what
clear
I'll
wax?
do on this is I'm not gonna dip. This is just what's on the brush.
They want to see the tile finished. Okay.
Okay.
I think we should dark wax the tile.
Where is the tile?
It's over there. I already distressed it.
Okay. The one urn's done. We got to do some lemons. We might be a little over 3 hours.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to be, or else we're not going to be able to finish the salt washed items, but they are drying pretty well. You might want to turn that one.
Yeah, I need to go out there and turn those teacups. You can see we're down to it. Like the way we're moving our brushes, we're over here hustling.
The final
The first
countdown.
of the video, it's like, maybe not Jamie, but me. I'm like brushing, and now I'm like.
Yeah, I always paint like this. This is just wax, so it's not a big deal. And it's already got the white paint that has a sealer on it. So my job is fairly simple. You might need some clear wax on that situation.
No, I think it's good.
All right.
We're going grungy.
Where's my pink thing? Oh, that turned out so cute. The one with the cameo? I didn't even see
The dark
that.
wax is winning today. I don't know how we ended up dark waxing this many things because we never do, but
I've been dark waxing more lately than normal.
that's true.
Can you use the wax to seal acrylic paints? It will not, like, if you're using a dark wax, it's probably not going to show up as much because acrylic has usually a built-in sealer, but you could put wax over the top of it. It just really soaks down better into the clay paints because they're so porous. So just think, however porous or not porous your base coat is, that's how much the wax is going to soak in.
Yeah, because acrylic in and of itself is like a sealer.
The
like a
mold
sealer
with the rooster, I believe, is fleur de lis. Let me see if I can find it.
All right,
It's an oldie but a goodie.
So
It is not on the sale though. Sorry.
This is another example of the sandy blonde with a white dry brush and dark wax.
Yep, fleur de lis. Let's copy and paste this.
Does this need waxed or did you already wax this? Nope,
All right,
that's
here's
not
the
been
link
waxed.
to that mold. It is not on sale, but it does include shipping.
I'm gonna go turn some things.
You're gonna turn some things in the sun.
Yep.
You're gonna turn the sundial of drying.
Yep.
I bet that teapot is almost ready. There's a lot of artichoke finials and wax in here. Do you want me to clear wax this candlestick?
All right, Ken. Yeah.
Okay, I'm already on a roll.
You're already on clear wax. Then I will do.
My hands are all waxy, so.
All right, I wanted to show you this urn situation / tall bowl. I don't know what it is. So show you kind of the oxidation that happened with that white wash.
Would you go make sure Jack is not? Actually, I'll do it.
Just
Radrick Baird, I'm live. Don't make him scream or you're out. Jack, stop screaming unless you're dying.
mic'd up 3 hours in.
It's real life. They're not out there alone. Cooper and Odelia out there. I don't know why nobody's stopping them, but.
All right, so right here, that actually got some of the metal coloration down in here.
Is there a brown wax? The dark wax is brown,
Yeah.
and then we have a black wax. So if you want brown, just order the dark wax on the website. And then if you want black, then just order black wax. Tracy says, I get tired just watching them. I'm pretty sure I have flung more paint on my new to me t-shirt.
I don't have any paint on me. I'm good.
Well, I have painted slightly faster.
You are painting a ton of things. All right, lemon transfer.
Yes, and then that needs to be distressed. That was one of the first things I painted. I've been not getting back to it.
So here's coming some of the print on there.
That one turned out good. Did you wax this one, sweetie?
I have not done anything with that yet.
Uh-huh. Did you want to do anything else to it?
No, that's done.
Okay.
The wax will probably pull some of that oxidation off, but it'll be okay.
No, it's just going to make the weathered wood darker. I'm up on my tippy toes now.
So these, there's not really anything to choose. They pretty much just flow together.
They come like in different patterns. How many sheets come in that one?
I believe 4, 12 by 16
Boy,
sheets.
that's a lot of lemons.
Do you want these to be like just on a corner or do you want to cover the whole top?
I wanted to cover the whole top.
Okay.
Because it's kind of simple, so I feel like the lemons. I was originally going to stencil it, but then I was like, well,
now when you're doing these, you do need to cut because there's a stem here, stem here, stem here, stem here. They don't just flow together. They're made to build almost like a wreath if you want. You could just do the whole thing. It looks good. I've seen people do it.
Crud Cutter Red Label, Lisa says, takes paint off of just about anything. Good to know. Good to know. I'm always looking for paint tips. That's actually really cool.
My metal thing.
Oh, ceiling tile. I think I'm done white dry brushing, so I can move that over. Okay, so on this, do you want me to clear wax it and then we'll dark wax it, or you want to dark wax it, or what?
So this is the biggest lemon, I think.
I'm going to clear wax the center.
I'm going to drip it over the edge.
All right, I'm going to clear wax it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. You do you.
But this is kind of your project, so I'm...
Is it?
Yeah. I'm
That's
consulting
okay. I
you.
am now taking over your stool project, so.
That's good because that requires precision. And at this game and name in the game, late in the game, or whatever, I'm not into precision right now. That tile is gorgeous. Thank you, Phyllis. Taken a few layers to get to this point, but I'm happy with the look. I feel like the June transfer makes it.
These lemons are cool.
Yeah, I feel like, because I would probably use like in a kitchen. I think that's cute. Price on the tile. I think this one is $69.95 if it's still available.
It was on the thrift haul.
It's on the Saturday thrift haul on the website.
But like I said, that's not the kind of information I keep in my brain.
I think it's $69.95. Mostly because it's going to be a lot to ship. It doesn't look big, but this is going to be a big old package ship. I'm just waxing the back because I did paint the back. So that way if it's up against a wall, it looks good. It will lighten up a little bit once the wax cures, but not much. I may never go back to using a regular wax brush again. I don't know.
That one works so good, huh?
Just for like doing small crafty type stuff, I feel like this has been
If you got a big piece
useful.
of furniture, you need it.
You need a big, yeah. If you got a big piece of furniture, you need a regular wax brush. But this is really working for me today. Oh, it's been 3 hours.
It's okay. We can finish this off. We're so close.
There this is. All right, so the question remains, dark wax or leave as is?
I think as is.
Okay.
I think
I'm
it's
just going to
good.
make sure I've got wax in all. This is a very detailed.
My question is,
What?
lemons dripping down one side, cover the whole thing.
I would say in this corner here, and then good.
Okay.
To kind of balance it, but not be super symmetrical. Balance is important. Is that a transfer on the tin? Yes. We used the June transfer because that's on sale right now.
It has
on
a
the
ton more elements.
Yeah, this is like 1/2 of a sheet out of 4 sheets of the transfer. All right, there we go. My hands are all waxy and the ceiling tile is done. Amy's watching the whole time. She's home with COVID. Oh, Amy, I hope you feel better.
Well, sorry you have that.
They said as is, so. Okay.
Glad that you've been here with us. Hopefully we're, not making your plight worse. Hopefully we've helped you get through some of it.
All right. My hand's waxy. I can't open the door.
Your teapot should be dry by now. It was pretty close before. That's a good boy, Cody. Way to stay inside. Good job. Cody's laying right there on the floor behind the camera.
Hi, Cody. All right, I'm going to do a white dry brush on this over the texture. They said that the ceiling tile is Diane's favorite, but the stool is cute. It is cute. It's a cute little stool. All
well,
right.
in a minute here, we're going to get it all up top. All right, so if you see me doing this, I'm burnishing, getting out any air pockets, making sure we've got full adhesion. And I like to use the backer because it goes on super easy. It slides real smooth. Now to distress. Where's the?
So the handle's going to be a little greasy, but when we're not live, I'll wash it all off. It just got wax on it. Here's my little teapot. And then it is going to get a topper. Where did I put that knob? Just trust me that there is a knob. It's black. It's going to go on top, and it's going to get a white wax or white dry brush. I think that's good.
I don't see it.
Look how cute. But it's going to be a little black knob because that'll look good with this, and then we'll white dry brush or white wax it. Now my question is, query. I think I'm going to clear wax it. I think we might need to dark wax it. I think that would be good. They said the stool came out beautiful. Oh, the distress really adds a lot to that. I like it. So what I will do, probably not on camera because it's kind of messy here. Because that's a stool, I will just seal that with like a liquid top coat like Big Top and not a wax because I want it to be super wipeable.
Stools take a lot of
no, Shelly was going to buy the tile and it sold.
Oh, man.
I'm actually surprised it's still there. Maybe people have to watch to the end to be like, is that really going to look better? I was touch and go there for a minute. All right. I'm waxing my teapot here. I think that this is better than the flowers. The flowers were cutesy, but just not really well executed.
So again, this is 220 grit. We usually don't distress with anything lower than that. You start getting scratch marks instead of distress.
Or squiggles if you've got it on your random orbital.
Yeah.
If you've ever distressed something and it has squiggles, it's because you used too low of a number, which is a really more of a like a coarse grit. All right, Zeb, what do you think? Dark wax or?
I think leave it.
Leave it?
A little more dry brush on the spout, though. It's like splotchy.
Well, I already waxed it.
Oh.
So that's what we get.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay, my hands are so waxy right now. Can't even. We're going to bring it up close so y'all can see it. You'll have to picture it with a dark knob on the top because the knob I bought, the screw is too tall. So Zeb's going to cut it down. But here's my little teapot. I'm just going to get a knob on the top with a white wax or white dry brush. I love using the letters because you can just make them say whatever you want. So they're really good for holidays too. And then I will, once this is all dry, buff it so that way there's not like any gunky wax anywhere.
Let's see.
Maybe when we clean all this up, I'll find the lid or the topper.
I was going to look for a foam brush to seal this.
Oh,
with.
Lisa BD bought it. Thank you for buying that tile. You guys did a 3-hour workout. I think we might have.
I am a little sweaty.
Me too.
So you can see what the distress did. It just kind of added that age that it would naturally get, but now we beat it to the punch and it's good to go.
Okay, the only thing we have left to do is that big urn.
And the other one needs to be brought in, and I might do some copper on it.
Which one?
The one in the back porch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? We never wound up using curry. Oh, well.
Oh, I didn't use the curry. We have milk paint that I was going to use and never got to.
Well, it happens. After 3 hours, your mind starts to get a little foggy. What were you going to do on this one? I'll go get the one on the back porch.
Maybe I'll use the curry on that one.
Okay, that would be good.
I think that's going to be it. You can use whatever water. I'm not going to wait for the tap water. This is sitting here, so I'm going to use it.
The numbers have increased in the back.
Yeah, I've been watching kids go.
They're in the hot tub. But they don't have football practice this week, huh? Because it's moratorium. I was gonna say maybe they just came over because they had football.
So this is a sample of milk paint, and it mixes up about 8 to 10 ounces depending on how thick you go with it.
I'm thinking this big urn, Seb, just clear wax and maybe, or were you gonna do copper?
I was gonna do just but wet, like runny copper.
I can do runny copper. Oh, it's still wet. Here, let me try that. Holly, the stool actually sold on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, that sold before we painted it.
Our stools actually sell pretty fast.
So I'm thinking just hit the copper like on the leaf details and down here, Jamie.
Okay.
Like leaf details here and runny and see what happens.
Okay. What do we use for buffing? We just use like lint-free rags for buffing the wax off. If you let it sit for a day, it makes it a lot easier. Sometimes we use the drop cloth shop towels from Harbor Freight that we sometimes will stencil and stamp on or use as cloth napkins.
I feel like this is the 9th or 10th time that I've washed a brush.
I actually got new copper patina. This is my 3rd ever because the other one was starting to get a little chunky. Longest live ever. And we get a Waste Not Wednesday. I don't know what we're doing for Waste Not Wednesday, but
we just did all the projects.
Don't worry, I got more junk. This is just the thrift haul junk from the last few weeks. Okay, I need water. Because you want me to make it runny?
Yeah. I mean, I think that'd be cool.
So I'm just dipping in the patina and painting the leaves and then just dipping in my water here and making it drip. Is this what you wanted?
This looks great.
Are you even looking?
Nope.
This is already sold, so it has to look good. I'm 99% sure this urn sold. I think it looks good. It does add, sometimes, I'm not going to lie, if it's not already sold, I'll be a little crazy because worst case scenario, I just drop it back off at the thrift store and pretend it never happened. But when things have sold, sometimes it's a little added pressure to really get it done. Mommy, can you check on those kids in the back patio?
She didn't hear you.
Oh, okay. That's all right. She's probably off to check the laundry.
She is.
My mom is the laundry queen. She doesn't like to put it away, but she will rotate it like nobody's business. And that is why I usually have a bunch of clean laundry because she washes
in a basket in our room.
Yeah, like I start it, but then
I wear it before it gets folded.
Yeah, we call it the basket method. It just sits in the basket until.
Jamie does not like the basket method, but I've been using it my whole life.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. And sometimes when you're like really busy, you just clean matters, right? Like the clothes have to be clean. It doesn't necessarily have to be put up. Oh, I thought it dripped over there. That was your curry. Oh, that looks.
I'm going to really distress it. I'm going to really distress it. Don't.
Okay, I'm just going to be over here.
Your eyes just now. You're like, oh, that's yellow.
I'm just going to be
over here. They can't even see what I've been doing. I've been painting above the line. Bring you up higher. All right, you here? I almost said all right too. It's like this. Right. It's like the starting point for my conversation. All right, so next we do this.
Well, sometimes I say like about a million times.
After that, we're gonna do this, and then this is the step after that. All right.
All right, all right, all right. That sounds like Matthew McConaughey. What movie is that?
I don't know. You can see over this salt wash, really not concerned with paints or brush strokes with this milk paint. It's really thin. It sits flat. It dries level. If you want a smooth finish with a brush and you don't mind a little chippiness afterwards, milk paint's your winner. I might run out of paint.
My problem when crafting is that I never know what I want to do, and then I doubt myself. You know what? Sometimes that is just crippling, and you just have to get going and realize, especially with paint, it's just paint. Like I could totally let this all dry and start over at a later date. I won't because I like the way it looks, but I could do that. And if you thrift stuff, like this was expensive. This one, well, for me, it was expensive. It was $25. This was only $5. So start with thrifted items and see how you like a paint finish before you try on something that maybe is a little bit more precious to you. Sometimes I'll get messages like, I was painting my grandma's heirloom set of furniture and I really messed it up. And I was like, well, did you try the finish out ahead of time? Usually they tell me no.
Also,
oh man,
it's hard to mess it up because it's just paint.
Yeah.
You can strip it back off, sand it off. Yes, it's going to be more work, but didn't structurally ruin anything.
Well, I mean, I can't say I've never done that.
Well, sometimes we break stuff apart on purpose. We're like, we just want this piece.
All right, so I'm just using water to really get this to flow. When it dries, it's going to be like shimmery, and the base will kind of peek out.
Oh,
Tracy says, I use the leave the clothes in the dryer method. We could do that, except for there's 8 people that live here, and my son does his laundry here, so that's 9 people. So it wouldn't really work.
Speaking of things that need to get done, there's a plumbing issue at the church. If we use the washing machine, there's a leak from the washing machine to the sewer drain. I don't know where it's at, and I need to get on that because Harrington can do his laundry all over there and not add to our situation here.
Tracy says, we have no doubt because everything we do is beautiful. Tracy, I have done some ugly stuff in my lifetime.
We call it the re-thrift of shame.
Yeah, you just drop it back off.
Drop it back off at the thrift store and hope no one saw that it was you that dropped it off.
I have actually had people be like, I was at the thrift store and I saw that XYZ that you painted. I was like, what? That wasn't me. Somebody was copying me and they dropped that off. All right. That's good.
It doesn't happen very often. I can't remember a time it's happened in a long time.
All right. No, I think we haven't in a while because if I don't like it, I'll usually paint over it. Although there are a few projects in the garage I really got to get back to. I love to heat gun this copper patina because it's all shimmery. This is done because I think you started with.
Should we wipe some off the surface here? Because it looks kind of stark here.
You can distress it with 220. Oh, you need some there? Yeah. Let me dry it and then I'll hit it with some 220 and bring back some of the stuff.
Okay. This yellow, I'm not going to wait for it to dry.
Here's some water. And there's a cup of water.
There it is. I'm going to start over with this.
We might have to order dinner.
All right, starting at the top, dripping down. I'm just trying to thin it out a little bit so that I can.
Rita says, I just did that last week and today someone was going to buy it. Oh, see, and you know what? Sometimes we think something isn't good and really it's just waiting for the right person.
So I'm not trying to, this is already painted pretty well on here. I'm just trying to get it a little thinner so that I can bring some of that farm fresh salt wash back through. So I'm just putting water on my brush. This is the same brush I used to paint it.
We've consistently had about 700 people on here for almost.
That's pretty awesome for a random Tuesday afternoon.
Almost 3.5 hours. I'm starting to lose my voice. 3 hours and 20 minutes.
I don't know if we're gonna make it back over to plant your plants.
Nope. We'll feed the animals and water stuff and
I mean, I could probably dig a hole. That takes like one step of the shovel.
If I dug a hole, it'd take forever, but you're faster than me.
Okay, got that curry milk paint all wet. Where's our distress rag? Here it is.
All right, I don't know where to go with this, but it's going to be good.
More water. This rag's pretty wet.
What's the end result Zeb's going for? I don't know. I don't know. All right, I'm going to distress this where the copper is to kind of bring back some of those base colors.
We wanted to use some curry. It does look good with this farm fresh.
Oh, that does look good.
I'm thinking if we can get it dry. I don't know if we can get it dry because I've got a lot of water on here.
Oh, I can get it dry. You want to start drying it?
Yep, start drying it on the top.
Okay, well, I can't reach it, so.
Let me just move your heat.
Let me just wax this real quick. It doesn't really need to be waxed because it's got so much top coat on here, but I'm going to wax it anyway.
I got so much paint in that I'm having to rinse this out.
Just
okay.
There's a water fountain.
No, I need pebble ice.
Oh, Eliza needs pebble ice. Where have you been?
We walked to spill milk.
You and Hannah?
What?
You and Hannah or?
No. Did you not know which one's your friend?
Oh, yeah.
She went with Ryan.
Why didn't you take your golf cart?
I don't know. Oh, because we were at.
Hey, Eliza, we're on a live stream.
Oh.
But.
So funny.
So.
I didn't even know.
I figured you didn't know the way you were talking.
Oh, there's no more.
She's like, you're gonna have to cut that out, Dad. I got to get a drink right now.
Is
I
there?
didn't know you were.
Is there still water in the pebble ice machine, Eliza?
We don't normally go live on Tuesday afternoons. That's funny.
All right.
There's not pebble ice. Who took all
There's
the pebble
ice in the freezer. It's just not pebble ice.
Okay, I'll get pebble ice. Oh, I'm going to
All right. Okay, see you later. Are you guys walking or are you taking the golf cart? Oh, I don't know.
I'm not going to worry about it.
All right, what do you think, Zeb? Do you want me to put dark wax or is this good?
What if we dark wax this?
I feel like that would be good. Let me just rub the wax all in this.
Just rub it in. We're to that point where the children can no longer be quiet. They can't fight it any longer. It's like
This
the end of the
actually turned
school,
out really cool.
It's like the end of the school day when, that's usually when the kids get in trouble, right? And
I don't know where the lid to that is.
They got to get out of their seat and move. Did you finish your teapot already?
Yeah, like 20 minutes ago. All right, I'm going to start heat gunning this. There's never got to be worn out. Yes, but this isn't like the craziest thing we've ever done.
No,
That one time we stayed up for 5 days straight to finish the house.
This was like 100% experimentation on a live stream.
I think it's good for people to see that creative process because then they're like, oh, this is how you come up with ideas. We don't always know exactly what we're going to do.
So sometimes we do stuff and then we bring it to you guys in an edited video.
It is looking better, they said.
Yeah. Well, the curry was very bright. We don't do a lot of yellow here. And it's not because yellow's not good. It's just, it's good in small doses.
It's like a mustardy yellow, which I really like. It's similar to Queen Bee, but Queen Bee is brighter. This is more of a brown mustard.
So I don't think I would have got this same effect if I had done a wash.
No, because it really got down into the cracks, so you needed to paint it solid
Yeah, it
before
needed
you
to be
did
like
this.
full strength.
Especially
first.
because it's milk paint, and milk paint is thin anyways. So it's going to get lighter when I dry it, but then when we seal it, that dark color will come back through because the
All
DIY
right, do we
is...
have a clear wax brush right here? We're almost through here, guys. Thank you for hanging out. It has been a marathon indeed. I mean, off camera when we're getting ready for markets and things, I'm sure we've painted this many things all through the whole day, but never on a live stream for a video.
I won't tell you, but we do have one more thing, but we're not going to do it on the live. That cutting board.
The cutting board.
But that's okay. We can do that not on the live.
Yeah. We showed you guys how to do cutting board stains.
We're just using watered down milk
and the
paint.
hemp oil quite a bit.
They said copper on it. I don't think copper. I feel like that would be too...
We're going to go dark wax, and we might actually get like a pretty good rusty verdigris look.
Yeah, we need to clear wax it first. So let me finish drying this side, and then you can clear wax it.
I'm ready.
You're ready?
Put me in, coach.
Put you in. Well, I can only dry so fast. And all the little cracky doos.
While you finish doing that, I'm going to clear off so that we can put all the finished products.
Yeah. I'll heat gun. You clean up the situation that is our island. After
here, let me show you guys the aftermath.
Carl says not sure about the urn. It's all right, Carl.
It won't be for everybody. Not everything is. But somebody will love it. And if it sits around and doesn't sell, I'll tell you what, we'll repaint that thing.
I would white wax it if it were for my house.
I think the dark wax is going to
go good. No, but the dark wax is going to look good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like different strokes for different folks. Sometimes I paint stuff and it's not like entirely my jam, and that's okay. I like the look. It doesn't always have to match my house because I try to create different looks for different people. Sherry says it looks amazing.
It's 6:30 here now, guys. When did we go live? 2:45, 3 o'clock?
I don't know. 3 o'clock. Can you turn that?
Yep.
It was 3 because we were going to go live at 2:30. Carl says I'm not a fan of urns, so there's that too. That could be it. Well, pretend it's not an urn. It's just like a very large...
I think this would be really cool
teapot
if we put it like outside with some like an actual fern spilling out the top.
You'd have to like fill the bottom with something else.
It's deep enough. You could just put dirt in there and that fern would probably just grow down into it. I'm just saying. I think that would be
cool. Would be cool. So we're gonna have to. You'll have to stick around if you want to see all the projects finished.
We're gonna put them all out here on the counter.
And if you want to see what this looks like done, I'm just gonna be over here drying with heat gun.
It might be the train wreck at the end, but I don't think so.
No, I feel like it's gonna be like the home run in the 9th inning. Is it 9 innings in a baseball game?
Yep.
I don't watch a lot of baseball, so
not anymore.
Not a
I was
sport
talking
I
to your dad about it. I was pretty sad the other day. I'm like, Dad, why haven't you been following up on all the baseball this year? He's like, the Diamondbacks haven't been good for a long time, and I don't live in Arizona anymore. I just can't get into it.
An umbrella stand? Maybe, but you couldn't fit a lot of umbrellas. This needs to go in water.
Yeah, we have a lot of
wax.
things that need to go in water.
I do think, though, that we need to clear wax this before you dark wax it. Or it's going to look like poop.
I got a big clear wax brush right here.
It'll literally look like poop.
No, we don't want that.
We don't want any literal poop. We've been on here too long because I'm starting to get a little slap happy. The Phillies are winning. It's 8:34 in Ohio, Carl says. Shelly says, I've never used salt wash or milk paint. Those two intimidate me. You know what? Once you get used to it, they're not bad. They are a little bit different. But like I said, this is like the perfect opportunity. Go find yourself some thrift items and play with them. Another thing, too, like if you sign up for our quarterly craft kit, inevitably you will get milk paint, salt wash, all kinds of fun things to try on a small basis. And then you're not having to spend like $200 on product. You're buying a quarterly craft kit. And even if you don't keep what you do, it's a really great time to learn how to use the products. All right, I think I got it all.
Jamie's got the base pretty well dry, and I'm just hitting it here. You want to come wipe that back? because this is warm and it's melting it, and then we can do the dark wax on there.
Yep. Let me just grab instead of a paper towel, I'm going to grab a rag. I think that'll work better for this application.
So it is like we've seen on the other projects today. It's going to darken it up, and then it'll even out somewhere in the middle. Because the salt wash is in the Farm Fresh. It's what we mix with it, which is the DIY clay paint.
We got kids being thrown around in the pool.
Yeah, it's time to go supervise them.
We've got little boys and big boys. Luckily, Odelia's out there. She's like the voice of reason. Hey, be careful. Don't hurt Cooper. All right, that looks so good. I was not sure I was gonna like that. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to remain positive.
You were saying the things so that the people on the other
I didn't want to scare anybody.
I knew what it would be. I had the vision. Actually, I was winging it.
All right, wax that up high.
I am.
Do we have the dark? Okay, I'll get that ready for you. And then we can pull everything out that we finished.
Do you want to start putting it over here?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll go with little stuff first.
So you can see the fleur-de-lis on here really well now. Has this been almost a 4-hour live stream? Are we going to have to go over the 3.5-hour mark?
I think so.
700 people still watching. Love it, guys. I appreciate that so
like,
so much.
Is it SpongeBob? 4 hours later. If you haven't watched SpongeBob, then you won't know.
I'm just surprised we were able to get this all dry and do this much.
Well, that's the thing about when you're multitasking, though. Like stuff dries while other stuff is.
Uh-oh, I found some wet milk paint. I think it's
right.
good up top there, though. All right, we'll get you a full pan of the whole thing in just a minute. I'm going to start. This has come a long way. I mean, we put air dry clay on this at some point today. And it's dry and been salt washed and milk painted and waxed now. It's about to get dark wax. I'm going in. All right, you want to come behind me though?
And do it.
Wipe this dark wax off.
Yes, I would love to do that. Okay.
Is it too heavy?
No. I would maybe be a little bit, it's okay if you go dark, but then when you go up top, just go in the cracks.
Okay.
Be selective about it so that way we're not making it super dark and dingy.
All right.
And it will lighten up when it dries. So like in these cracks and those cracks.
This is tall wood. This is a big brush.
You've got this. Oh, we've now been on 3.5 hours.
Oh, let me go fix it. All right, we're bringing it home. We're going to show you all the projects
said that an hour
finished.
ago, but I promise that it's actually happening now.
And we've been bringing a lot of projects home, all right? Here, I'm going to move this back a little bit so you guys can see more of the full view. There we go. We got the whole thing in there. No, the dark wax is good on that. Did you already wipe off? Here.
Yeah.
You put it where you want. I'll wipe back.
No. Okay.
As you spin, I'll wipe.
All right. Well, there you go.
Wait.
Can you get to it?
Oh, yeah. I'm going up with the dark wax on the rag, so you don't need to hit that.
You don't want a line. So.
Did you already do this side on the bottom?
What? Yeah. And then we can always look back and be like, okay, add this, wax that, you know?
Well, luckily we've got gold wax if we need it, you know.
I don't think
come back and
I don't think it needs gold wax.
More clear wax.
All right, I think we're done with the dark. Let me look
from
far away.
Let's start putting stuff out here.
All right, we've got the lemon stool. I'm trying to do it by like height. Oh, I didn't wax this. Hold on. Where'd that clear wax go?
Oh, lots of wax.
Oh, I did wax this, didn't I?
I
Oh
think
yeah,
you
I
did.
just didn't put the handles back on.
Touch it. Does it feel kind of like a film?
No, it's good. It just needs the handles. Where the? I don't know where they're at. I'm gonna not put them on though because that needs to be buffed tomorrow. So pretend this has handles on it.
Oh, the hour and minute hand?
Yeah. And this is gonna, I mean, it's still missing the knob because Zeb's got to cut that down.
So if we wake up in the morning and this is a little dark on the bottom, we could probably come in with some clear wax and lighten that back up. But I think once it tones back, it'll be, I mean, look at that. It's like it's been sitting outside in front of someone's house for ages.
Okay, we'll put that there. We made a giant mess.
I know we did.
It's going to be like 5 hours.
I showed them too. Do we have anything outside drying?
I don't think so.
Whew, is that everything?
We need to get the tile.
Oh, the tin.
Yeah, the big tin.
Here, hold the tin up over here and I'll pan it. Oh, and the rolling pin.
The rolling pin still isn't done, but we'll finish that off camera.
It just needs a
to be
little
sanded.
sand.
Here.
Here, hold this over here and I'll pan the whole thing.
Okay.
Never mind the mess.
Don't mind the painting palooza. Here, I'll try to move the mess behind it.
There you go.
We'll hide the mess. That's what all good influencers online do is they hide the mess. It's a skill.
Okay, so look at all that. I feel pretty good about that. That's a good afternoon's worth of work.
It's a solid effort. If you're wanting to buy the paint and products, just visit JamieRayVintage.com. If you want to shop our thrift haul, anything that hasn't sold, I will try to update the picture in the morning with the item because some of them are the older original pictures. And that's under the Saturday thrift haul at JamieRayVintage.com as well. And if you have questions, be sure to ask them and we'll come back and help you out any way that we can. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
DIY. All
and
right.
maybe marathons. Share it with all your friends. We'll see if we do more.
Yeah, we'll see. I need to eat and drink.
All right, guys.
Love you guys. Thanks for joining us today. Can you hit that
I will end the live
clicky, the
stream.
end button?
Whew. I feel like we deserved a steak dinner.
We're going out to the steakhouse.